And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Corbin High School, where this one is a little later than originally planned. But Lake Cumberland Sports is pleased to bring you the Corbin Red Hounds entertaining the Pulaski County Maroons. This was supposed to have been a Game 3. Some crazy stuff went on in this area during that time, and fortunately that all got played out. These two teams managed to find an open date, put this game together. Again, both coaches have on record said they wanted to play before having an off game before the playoffs. And Coach Burns told me, he said, there's nothing I don't like any more than not playing the week before the playoffs start. So both coaches got their wish there. We, as broadcasters and fans of high school football, I think we got our wish tonight. We got two pretty good football teams out here that both have intentions of playing for a little while longer.
Yeah, you said this is normally the bye week, so to speak, off week or whatever in high school football before the state playoffs begin, and both of these teams have intention to play deep into the playoffs. Both teams will get 2 home games as long as they keep winning in the playoffs, which start next week. Pulaski will be at home, which I think they've got all that mess figured out over there on the other side.
They do. They've got West Jess.
So we play West Jessamine next weekend at Pulaski High School.
Supposedly a 7:30 kick, so all of that is to be announced, I guess.
But as it is, Buffalo Wings and Rings game of the week. I don't believe we have one this week.
We are all out of town. Somerset's at Glasgow, and Southwestern is playing up at your alma mater, Henry Clay, tonight.
Playing the old Blue Devils.
The old Blue Devils.
Our next Wings and Rings video game of the week is supposed to be week 2 of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association playoffs, yet to be determined.
So, that's all going to be fluid, and we'll keep you posted. All you got to do is go to the web page, go to Facebook, go to anywhere you get your news on the internet and out in that world, and it'll be posted. You will not suffer from being able to find it.
And be sure to watch the video Wings and Rings game of the week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Our next video broadcast, as I mentioned, will be week 2 of the KHSAA state playoffs. Wings and Rings, wings created your way. Always fresh, never frozen burgers. And here in just a few minutes, we're going to play the coach's show. Mike had an opportunity to sit down with Coach Burns, and he will give you a better opportunity to tell you about this game than we ever could. But the quick and gist of it, Mike and you and I have talked a little bit about this game on the way over here. Pulaski has not faced the type of offense that they're going to face tonight that has the ability to run the ball as well as throw the ball. And they have a quarterback in the red and gray in Cade Elam that can get up over top, and he has a couple of receivers to do it too. And Pulaski, if they allow that to happen, the fireworks and the cannon down here to our right, the scoreboard could be lit up.
Again, Corbin has got 4 receivers that have more than 500 yards receiving on the season. A couple of them are pushing 700. They have guys that can catch the football. The thing that's dangerous about them, they got some guys who can catch the football over the top against you, but they can catch it in space against you and leave you. And that's what Pulaski's got to worry about tonight. And if you're Corbin, you've got to worry about Pulaski lining up and running the football at you and keeping you on the sidelines. And I think if Coach Burns has his way, this game will be played at a slow pace.
Yeah, you'd love to have some kind of 14-14 score going into the fourth quarter.
I'm betting against that.
Right, but a controlled clock, run the ball. You're going to take all 3 downs, sometimes 4 downs to get first downs. Play good defense, and then see what happens.
Yeah, and again, defense, you touched on that. Corbin played Johnson Central in a game that I think they scored 110 between them. A game that I saw just a few highlights of, and it was a video game. They were up and down the field all over the place. Johnson Central ran the football all night. Corbin threw the football all night, and they still ended up scoring over 100 points, whatever it is.
56-51.
Okay, I said 110. I exaggerated a little bit. Tonight, if you're Pulaski County, I don't think you can shut down this Corbin offense. you have to limit this Corbin offense, and you have to make sure the turnovers that are when we figure them up at the end of the game, you're on the plus side of the turnover battle. You can't commit stupid penalties, and you got to remember you're Corbin.
Right.
Corbin is a good football team. Their tradition is what it is. But Coach Burns said, where I was before I came to Pulaski this year, we'd been doing all right against Corbin.
Right. Exactly.
And so I'll leave that, for what it is.
If you're into the stats and numbers kind of thing, I'll give you just a quick rundown of where these two teams, average-wise this year. Corbin, they're putting up 42.6 points a game, which is by far the highest scoring team that Pulaski's going to face this year. And they only allowed 19. So you've got a 23-point differential, which usually equates into a lot of victories.
And they're 8-1.
They're rushing it for 141 a game while allowing 121. So they do give up the run, which you alluded to, that Johnson Central has some success on the ground against them. They're throwing it for 275 a game and only allowing 92. So teams have not been able to throw the ball against them. Well, on the other side, Pulaski is as balanced as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from your team. Pulaski's averaging 39 points a game while only giving up 16. Pretty good point differential as well. They're rushing for 198 a game while only allowing 83. Teams have had a hard time running against them this year. And they're throwing it for 188 while allowing 120. So the positive negative ratio, or whatever you want to call it, is there. The run-pass ratio is there. Now you just need to see if you can do it against a athletic team with a strong arm, athletic quarterback at the last game of the year, which, everybody says, well, why do you go play Corbin the last game of the year? I want to see where I stand against good competition see what I need to work on.
Here's my answer, because we get the opportunity.
That's right.
What an atmosphere. They're in renovation over here. They're not quite finished, but they have turned the complexion of this, what used to be an older field with great natural turf, into a newer looking. You walked around the festival area. It took you an hour.
I know. There's something going on in every corner.
And they're not done, but when they get done, this will be a showcase for anybody in the state of Kentucky.
So basically, that's our keys of the game. Here in just
and
a second,
Coach Burns will give you the rest of them.
Right. So if you need new cabinets, the key is White's Cabinets. We value your business, offering friendly service and reliable products. Let our design experts turn your vision into reality. Visit us today at South 27 and Slate Branch Road. White's Cabinets, the key to your dream home. We will bring you the C.V. Hansford starting lineups here at some point as we get through this. C.V. Hansford of Weichert Realtors, Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. C.V.'s experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give C.V. a call at 606-219-3274. That's C.V. Hansford at Weichert Realtors, Ford Brothers.
Let's go see what Coach Burns has to say.
Yeah, we're going to go to
me and my thumbs. Here we go. That went on that caused that game to be postponed, and y'all found a way to get this game on the schedule, and all I can say is, what are you thinking? But thank you, because the fans are. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Travis Burns Show. As tonight, we're getting ready for what I would consider a bonus on the schedule to everybody. Coach, good to see you. You and Corbin had all the crazy stuff that went on that caused that game to be postponed, and y'all found a way to get this game on the schedule, and all I can say is, what are you thinking? But thank you, because the fans of high school football are going to get a good one.
Yeah, it was our kids and we were disappointed when the game got canceled. I think they were too. It's just one of those things. But we want to compete. They want to compete. It's better to play 10 games, especially with the RPI and all that works. And, we wanted to – I'm a big guy. I don't like bye week before the playoffs, because you get out of rhythm. So it kind of worked out nice.
And, again, we don't individualize stats, but it hurts your kids if they have 9 games versus 10 games when their stats are published at the end of the year and all that stuff because they missed a football game.
Yeah, and, the seniors, they're –
Sure.
We talk about they're offered 10 games, and that game got took away from them, and we're just glad it worked out the way that it was supposed to, and we could play this game. And like you said, stats.
It's okay.
In regards to stats, these kids, they've earned that right. So
Brock went over 1,000 yards last week. I know we don't talk about a lot of individual things, and I'm not going there, but that's still an accomplishment. I don't care. 1,000 yards rushing is still 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, and he did it as a freshman, and then now he's done it again, and he did it in 9 games. And if, like you said, we took it. We didn't let him carry a big load through some games because we knew that he, deep into the playoffs and that he's going to get the ball. And he's a great worker and he's a great kid, and he's a great player. And
offensive lines like to have 1,000-yard rushers.
Oh yeah,
they like to brag about that. Okay, we've not talked about last week. That's not on purpose. You all went out to Southwestern and 43-7, a win over Southwestern. Your seniors can now say they got a win over Southwestern, but more importantly, perfect slate in the district. You already know that you're home for, if you win, you're home for at least 2 weeks, if not more, in the playoffs. That had to be a pretty satisfying Friday night.
Yeah, like you said, it's the first win for the seniors. They hadn't beat Southwestern. A district championship, something that I think 2018 was the last time
I think so.
That happened. And a district championship, perfect slate. We don't look at this, but we ran the clock on every district opponent.
And
our varsity defense didn't get scored on through the district play. So I'm really proud of the kids and the coaches, through the district slate. And it's always nice to be the rival.
We know a week from Friday you'll be home against West Justman here in the opening round of the playoffs. We'll worry about that down the road. Tonight, you go to Corbin. Corbin football has had a reputation for a lot of years. I'm from Somerset. Somerset and Corbin didn't care. They didn't get along very well when I was in school. But the rivalry, they've quit playing. It's Pulaski and Corbin have developed a little bit of a rivalry. Hope you can keep them on a schedule, but I'm not politicking. But tonight, you play a pretty good Corbin football team. They're 8-1. I think their only loss is Frederick Douglass, and they're at home, and you'll have your hands full.
Yeah, Corbin has a lot of tradition. That community has a lot of pride.
They do.
It's a great program. I'm very familiar with them. They've been to the state championship here recently. They played in a lot of big time games, and like you said, I think Coach Sammons and I talked, and this is a game that's good for both programs.
I think it is. It's good for the fans of both programs. It's good for high school football, because if we had gone this year and not made up that game, there would always been, we could have seen Corbin and Pulaski doing it up before the playoffs, but we got cheated out of that. Well, we didn't get cheated out of that. It's going to work out.
Yeah. They're competitors. We're competitors.
Absolutely.
We want to play the best teams. We talked about that. And for us, it's a good thing. We know that it's going to be a championship caliber team. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere. We know that, like you said, down the road, get past the first 2 rounds, we're going to be on the road in the 3rd round. So it's kind of a game that we want to get familiar with. So we're happy to be in it.
Again, if I were to have said to someone 20 years ago or 15 years ago, Pulaski and Corbin are going to play, and Corbin will probably be throwing the ball for more yards than they rushed for. And Pulaski will be almost 50-50. I mean, your numbers right now are just literally on top of 50% each way. But Corbin didn't used to throw the football very much. But they run pretty much of a more open offense than they once did.
Yeah, I mean, they got a talented group of receivers.
They do. 3 guys over 650 yards. That's,
E-Step and the SEMA kid are really, really good. You have Creekmore and Pulaski. That's kind of the 4 that start for them, and they're all capable of taking it to the house at any time. And then they have a great quarterback. Cade Elam is, arguably the best quarterback in the state.
Is he finally a senior?
He's finally a senior.
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to make sure.
It seems like he's been the bane of my existence for a few years. As it seems like the past 3 years we've had to play him. I've had to play him. 2 years at Bull County and now this year. And so I'm very familiar with him. He's a great quarterback. He's a special thing to see.
And he's not one-dimensional. He can bring it down and run with it a little bit.
Yes, and he's he's a big, strong kid. He's
Yes.
6'2", easily 240, 250. He'll lower his shoulder when he has to do it. He's not one-dimensional. He can run the ball too.
Last year, Corbin lost 2 or 3 guys off of their defense that everybody knew a lot about, but they're still Corbin. Their defense will be pretty good.
Yeah, it's Corbin. I think the guys that they have doing the defense are from Corbin.
Yes.
So they're going to play great defense, and we have to come out and be able to run the football and take what they give us in the passing game and not turn the ball over and play a clean game.
I think I can answer this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What do you got to do tonight to come out ahead?
Well, we have to be physical, be the most physical team. Offensively, that means run the football. When you need 2 or 3 yards, you're able to get it. Defensively, that means create a new line of scrimmage on the D-line, be great tacklers. In pass coverage, we're collisioning and trying to slow down their receivers. So I think the next thing is we have to be the most fundamentally sound football team. Our coaches do a great job of coaching, technique and scheme and different things like that. It just comes down to doing your job and doing it the way you've been coached to do it. You have to take care of the football, maybe cause a turnover or 2. We have to be a team, especially when you go on the road. That matters so much that you're playing for your teammate. It's us against them, that kind of mentality. And then, don't flinch. They're a great football team. They're going to make plays. And when you're on the road, it seems the highs are highs. Coach Roberts said that last week. The highs are highs and the lows are lows. We just have to keep our composure and keep playing. We've done a great job of that this year.
Not saying that this was planned, but your football team had to go on the road to Southwestern last week in a big atmosphere. This week you're going on the road to Corbin in a big atmosphere. I don't know a much better way to get prepared for the playoffs.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of, we don't necessarily look down the road, but we kind of take a peek every now and again. Any coach would, if they're being honest, they do.
Sure.
And we looked, and regardless of the numbers, the RPI says that we're going to have to play on the road in the 3rd round. And so this is great preparation for our team, because it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. You're going to have the crowd, and you're going to be in enemy territory, and, you're not going to get any calls on, which we tell our kids to control what they can control, but you're not going to get any calls. And so you just, if you don't prepare for that throughout the regular season, you don't play these games, then once you get to the playoffs, then it's kind of, take that hit in the mouth that you don't necessarily want. And your kids can't respond.
Let's remind your fans it's a 7:30 kick. It's at Corbin. That stadium's pretty easy to find. You don't have to look for it. They've renovated. It was a nice facility. It's a really nice facility now.
Beautiful facility. And they're not done with the
I don't know. Are they selling tickets at the gate, or do people need to get them in advance, or do you know?
They are selling tickets at the gate.
So you can pay at the gate. The other thing is, if you're going to go. Please go support they deserve it. Go support them, and you're going to get to see a really good high school football game.
Yeah, if come out, we love the support that our fans give, and I know the kids do. And if you're not a fan of the Maroons or the Red Hounds, you're going to get a great football game between two great teams. Like you said, that stadium is a beautiful stadium, and they're not even done with the renovations.
Right.
They've got a whole nother phase that they're going to do. So, get your popcorn, come out and watch a good football game.
And if you can't come out, we'll have all the action starting about 7 o'clock on Lake Cumberland Sports. You go to lakescumberlandsports.com. It'll guide you to wherever you need to go, and the game will be audio only, but we'll be there. But why don't you be there? I invite you to come on out, support this football team. Coach, best of luck. I'm ready to go.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this. Opening kickoff just around the corner here on Lake Cumberland Sports.
LakeCumberlandSports.com. Don't miss a touchdown, three-pointer, home run, or goal. Local sports with a local flavor.
What?
Streamed globally. And now, it's game time.
As parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
In the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
And welcome back to Corbin High School. As most of the pageantry has gone away, we're 7.5 minutes or so away from kickoff. I want to remind everybody that our Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine injury report, which we don't like to give, Zach Anderson will still be not in uniform tonight. He's still nursing an upper shoulder or an upper body injury. That means that freshman Will Adams will be at the helm for Pulaski County, and I don't think there's and I don't think so much surprise in that. They're still trying to get Zach well, and we don't know the nature or the length. And so what has Adams done since he stepped in the two games, Chris? I think he's 8 of 10 in the air. He's somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm just saying his stats are 8 of 10 for
16 for 20.
Oh, 16 for 20.
Now that's not just the last two games. That's overall.
That's all year.
So probably is. But 16 for 20 for 309 yards, thrown 5 touchdowns. That's about 34.3 points a game, and he also has 11 carries for 68 yards this year. So pretty nice little replacement.
Yeah, we've got two quarterbacks tonight, different in stature a little bit, as Elam is a big guy.
He really is. Good size, good strong
he's
arm.
Probably not going to run off and leave to any people, but he may run over somebody. But he will pull it down when he needs to. And I've watched him play, and I'm going to give him a compliment that he'll probably never hear. But Pulaski's coach unsolicited, said to me, Mike, he may be the best quarterback we'll face all year. We know some of the quarterbacks that this team has already seen and will see probably in the playoffs. I take that as a great compliment to Elam, and he's the real deal. He's good, but he's surrounded by some offensive weapons. Corbin's got them all.
He is, and on paper, listen to these numbers, and it'll tell you he's 140 for 184 on the season, 2,405 yards, 26 touchdown passes against only 3 interceptions.
That's almost 10 to 1 TDs to picks.
Right, averaging 267 points a game. And while you said that he may not run away from you, but he'll definitely run over you, he's carried the ball 33 times for 269 yards and has 10 touchdowns on the ground. So you got 36 touchdowns out of your starting quarterback.
And what you'll see is if Pulaski tries to unload the box and try to defend the quickness of this offense, then you'll see Elam bring the football down and say, okay, we'll take it this way. Pulaski, on the other hand, their defense, as Coach Burns pointed out in his show, in district play this year, their defense, starting defense, has not been scored on in the 4 district games they've played, and they've put a running clock on all 4 teams. Now, there are people around the state that say, oh, by the way, this is not a bad district.
No.
Okay, there's a couple traditionally pretty good football programs in this district. So Pulaski's defense is legit. They will get the sternest of tests tonight.
You mentioned a few minutes ago about the injury report. Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins of Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine for athletes of all levels. From the weekend warrior to the professional, at Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We're proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, and Wayne County High Schools, and other athletes throughout the Lake Cumberland region. And Mike, they're out at midfield getting the coin toss. We're just about 3 minutes away from opening kick. And the other big thing is that you have a referee with a microphone on. We can actually hear the calls tonight.
We only have a 5-man crew, which surprises me. Maybe not, but it does. There are not that many bigger football games in the state of Kentucky tonight from a fan interest. And not that a 5-man crew couldn't cover this game. They will. But there's some speed on the edge and some stuff that's going to go on in this game that I hope these guys loosened up. You're going to give a weather report because we have been blessed all year. Tonight we're still blessed. It's beautiful. It's football weather. It's cooled off a little bit, but it doesn't get much better than this. And we want to thank Tackett Wilson, the AD here at Corbin. Again, second time this year he's entertained us.
Yes, we came over here at the beginning of the year for the bowl game where Pulaski took on Beechwood and had that game, took it down to the wire before Beechwood came away with that one. During the coin toss, Corbin or Pulaski lost the toss. Corbin elected to receive.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Right, so Pulaski will be on defense. They'll be moving from right to left when we get this one underway.
Oh, we've got the light show. We've got cannons.
Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services has made it their mission to be the trusted leader in promoting mental health in Kentucky for the last 25 years. We personalize your services to meet your needs, whether that be in our office, over the phone, or on your computer. Call Entrust at 606-676-0638 to get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. You can always visit their Facebook page at Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services to learn more about how they can help you or your family today. At Entrust, your mental health matters. Now, I hear you over there laughing, and I think I know kind of what you're laughing at. Both of us are very familiar with Corbin Redhounds football.
Yep.
And I will say this. There is not a much better atmosphere. There's not a much better supported team. And there's not a much better theatrics and pregame.
It's well done.
I mean, they do it right down here.
And you and I were here a long time before kickoff, and you got to stroll around on the bottom level down there, and they had all kinds of tailgating going on, plus they had some special rooms for, I'm assuming, boosters and stuff, and then they had
food trucks,
some kind of carnival thing going on down there in this end zone, food trucks and
catering going on.
This is the way it ought to be.
Yeah, this is high school football. in the state of Kentucky that closely resembles Texas in my
Just add
mind.
another 25,000 people. And
Right.
But, all right. I'm getting ready to go into my booth and start keeping stats and listen to you call a good football game. Have fun.
We're going to try. They've got both teams on the field. The referee is already sending a Corbin player off because his knee pads or knees are not covered. So that is a rule that they do closely watch. But
let's watch the crackback block and the helmet to helmet and some other stuff and quit worrying about the kids' knees.
Right.
But that's just me.
Cole Stevens and Colton Creekmore will be deep for the Red Hounds at about the 10-yard line. And Ethan Idlewine will handle the kickoff duties tonight. And, partner, we've got a whistle, and we are ready to go.
Let's play.
Idlewine's kick is a high end-over-end kick that will be fielded at the 11-yard line by Stevens. He runs right up the middle, gets back to about the 33-yard line, where he is brought down there on the play by Jet McEwen, and that's where the Red Hounds will start their first possession of the night.
That was Stevens. He's their leading running back this season.
You're going to hear his name a lot as he will line up in the backfield in the shotgun formation.
In the old days of Corbin football, lining up with 3 backs or 2 backs and 2 tights and running the football, they have passed, my son. This bunch is they run an open offense.
I want you to look, and so they sent the one player off earlier in the game for knee pads.
And Mount Pulaski,
they have sent
2.
another Corbin player off. They've sent 2 Pulaski players off. So they are adamant about covering the
2
knees.
to 1 right now.
Well, no, they sent another Corbin player off too.
2 to 2?
Yes.
Okay.
So Elam will open up in the shotgun. He sends Stevens motion out in the left backfield. Elam takes it himself right off the left side, and he's going to dive across the 35 up to about the 30, give him the 37-yard line. Gain of, give him 4, brings up 2nd and 6.
Well, that's recognition, I think. He looked at the box. He counted heads.
Spread the defense out.
Yep.
So he'll operate out of the shotgun, no huddle, drop straight back to pass, plenty of time. Now he's flushed out to the right side. He's still looking. He's got his back out of the backfield, overthrows him out of bounds a little bit. Mike, he had leaked behind Idlewine, but had good coverage, and McEwen just threw it out of bounds.
Well, you got a back running around 40 yards downfield, too, and so you're asking a linebacker to be on top of him, but just a little too much juice on that one from Elam.
Cam Estep will check in at a running back as well.
He's pretty quick. By the way.
He and Stevens will bookend Elam in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Estep comes in motion. He's going to throw it to him out here on a screen, makes a move at about the 35 and is going to be stopped just short. That's a good tackle there by Cohen Finley to get to the 44-yard line, so give him a gain of 5, but it will bring up 4th and 1.
Well, it's awfully early to be making these kind of tough decisions, but I think Coach Salmons has got a decision, and he's made it.
And they are going to go for it.
Unless you go hard,
they lined up. Yeah, they lined up and tried to pull. Now he's going to go under center is Elam.
The
just a
left
quarterback
guard
sneak.
moved.
And there comes the flag.
Yep, that's motion on the Corbin left guard.
So you called it. I didn't see it. But they get the call for Corbin. Got enough for the first down, but with the penalty, now they are going to send on the punting unit, Mike.
So 5-yard penalties usually don't mean a lot. That one means you go from probably picking it up with a 240-pound quarterback on a sneak to having to punt, or at least looking like you'll have to punt.
Yeah, that in the grand scheme of things may have nothing to do on the final outcome of this game, but that is a big 3-and-out on Corbin's first possession.
And Corbin helped you.
So punt is a wobbly off the side of his foot and will go out of bounds We'll wait to see where that was Elam, your quarterback.
It is.
Who was your punter, so potential of a fake, but they're going to say that the ball went out of bounds at about, they're going to say,
near the 30.
The 28-yard line.
Okay.
And so that's where Pulaski will take over. Not one of Elam's best punt efforts.
No, it was not. And if you're Pulaski County, your defense is held once, and you have good field position. You can't ask for much more.
So Adams will open up and shotgun himself.
Over or under tonight, how many carries does Adams have, or Brock have?
Over 20.
I agree.
And Brock gets the first carry off the left side, and Corbin is quickly there there was a gap, but it closed up quickly, and Kaysen will get no gain on the play and bring up 2nd and 10.
By the way, he went over 1,000 yards on the season at Southwestern last week. In the end of that, when it was, he got it, and then they went to the bench, and I failed to document that, but he is over 1,000 on the season.
Well, and Corbin is man across. They've got 9 in the box. Brock motions out of the backfield. Adams drops back to pass. Those at the outer line here in the flat, just trying to get Corbin out of the spot, and they come right up and they chop Idlewind down, and they're going to, it will be a loss of 1. So 2 plays, -1 yard.
Well, again, when you've got 9 in the box, there's somebody in that area because of the way they're spread. But Corbin just said early, if you want to throw it over the top, we'll play 0.
They finally put a safety back this time as Denmeyer goes in motion. Adams sprints out to his right. He's looking, tries to throw back to the middle of the field. He had Idlewind, but the sliding catch is going to go incomplete. So both teams here in the early going will go 3 and out. Corbin had a little more success than Pulaski did on offense. But 4th and 11, 8:54 the first quarter, scoreless ball game.
Idlewind probably had the yardage for the first down.
It was going to be close.
Yes.
Brock stands back at his 15 to get the punt off. And Eastep stands back at about his 35.
You got to watch him.
High snap, but Brock is able to come down with it. Gets off a pretty good kick that will hit it about the 40-yard line. Take a Pulaski roll down to about the 34-yard line.
38 or so on the kick. You'll take that.
Yeah, 38 with no return. And so there's no do-overs in high school football, Mike, but both of those kind of resulted in nothing. And Corbin is going to start about the same place, the exact same place, to be honest, where they started the game. So let's just count this as a do-over.
So we've played 3.5 minutes and nothing happened.
Yeah.
This setback, it's going to happen.
Elam will send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to his left. He's got Steven off his left shoulder. Drop straight back to pass.
Day.
Plenty of time. Pointing directions now. He finally gets some pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Oh, no. Almost sacked, but gets away from it and will turn a big negative play into a positive as Gunnar Lovelace was given chase. They're going to say he ran out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Give him a gain of 2.
But that's what you get with a 240-plus pound quarterback.
With some moves.
Well, and you hit him on the leg on the side. Instead of him falling out of bounds, he stayed in.
So 2nd and 8. Elam turns around and hands it off to Stevens. He follows his blocker, makes a nice move at about the 44. Gets across the 45 and up to the 48-yard line. And that will result in about a 13-yard gain and a first down for the Red Hounds.
Once again, you've got, they noticed a little something off the left side, and Stevens got in the hole in a hurry.
He did, and showed some quicks, a little jump cut. This time, Elam's going to run the option with Stevens, and Pulaski's there, but Stevens cuts back across the field, and he finally gets chopped down on the play by Adams, but not before Stevens makes another something out of the nothing type of play, and they're going to give him 6 down to the Pulaski 45-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and 4.
Pulaski did a nice job to turn it back.
Yes.
But not all the lanes were filled, and nice run by Stevens.
Backside contained was not there.
Correct.
So Elam, this time back to pass. Pulaski brings some pressure. He rolls away from it. Now he's looking down the field. He's got a man, and there's a Pulaski defender that makes the catch, but he's going to be out of bounds, Mike. But that was, I'm looking through a tough screen here, but I'm pretty sure that was Braden Ping back there who came down with the interception, but came down with it out of bounds.
Strong throw. Ill-advised because the white shirt had the best chance to make something out of that.
Oh, that was a bullet by
It can
Elam
throw it, can't
on
he?
the run.
Yeah.
Again, we saw a quarterback with Woodford County this year that did a whole lot of running away from his strong hand.
Probably 4-down territory here.
Still 3rd and 4. Elam this time is going to hand it. Oh, no, he's going to fake the handoff and keep it himself. Flag comes flying in. Elam is not going to pick up, but maybe 1 or 2 yards.
And usually that is
holding.
It's usually holding. I'll stay out of this one. Could have been a face mask.
It is. So they get the left guard for the Red Hounds with the hold. So 2 big penalties early in this game, and that will push Corbin back into their own side.
And if you're Corbin, you don't like a holding penalty, don't get me wrong, but you hate one on a play that was blown up to begin with.
Right. So all the way back to their own 45-yard line will bring up 3rd and 13 now. So Pulaski's defense looking to get their second 3 and out to open the first quarter. 7 minutes on the clock. Scoreless ball game. Elam drops back to pass. Pulaski brings some pressure up the middle. Now he's flushed out and got all kinds of turf in front of him. Will make a move right at the first down marker and will get run out of bounds, but not before he picks up 15 on 3rd and 13. Ping was there to push him out, but that will result in another first down.
Somebody in our pregame said he will pull it down at opportune times and make plays. That was one of them.
Yeah, if you are going to drop back in coverage and take away his receivers, and the offensive line does their job.
Yes.
Elam this time will hand it to Stevens off the right side, and he is going to be hit there immediately by Gunnar Lovelace as well as Colton Kane for a loss of 1 on the play. So good defensive job right there by the Maroons defense.
We saw a little bit of Stevens last year. He was running behind a young man from Somerset last year.
Again, runs out of the no-huddle offense, and Elam had him up there. And this is the Prairie Dog offense that I call it.
Prairie Dog, I like that, Erwin.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Fakes it to Stevens, looking for the slant across the middle. He's got his receiver at about the 35. He makes a man miss and will take it all the way in. That's Cam Estep, 40 yards. Touchdown from Elam to Estep. That's been told a couple of times this year, as that was Estep's 7th touchdown on the season. So at the 6:08 mark of the first quarter, Corbin strikes first.
Yeah, once again, a beautifully little slant across the middle, and Estep just had enough speed to run off and leave everybody.
So SEMA is on for the extra point, and it is up and through. So at 6:08 of the first quarter, Corbin Red Hounds lead this one 7-0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Just a bit of factoids. 52 out of 52 is Mr. SEMA on extra points on the season. Threw that in for free. I want to thank Don Franklin, the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. They treat you like family. A big thank you to them for all they do for us and all the photography services they provide. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they will treat you like family. The officials are aware this is a big game. Well, no, we've got a discussion. I thought they got the players out there very quickly, but we have a little discussion going on, so I probably had more time. But here you go, partner. Now, the first stone has been cast. You have to answer in games like this, and we'll see if Pulaski can get a drive. Their first drive didn't net anything.
Negative 1 yard.
Yeah.
Well, Pulaski is alert to the potential onside kick. They have the front 5 all jumbled up, waiting on Corbin to spread out because their 10 are surrounding SEMA. Now they will fake to the line and then settle. And we're going to have a normal kickoff, it looks like.
A lot of stuff going on out there.
It really was. SEMA will put his foot to it, and it is a low bouncer that will get all the way back inside the 4-yard line where Winston Ford will pick it up, and he will make it back to about the 18-yard line, Mike, where he gets brought down, and that's where the Maroons will start their second possession of the evening.
Ford was waiting on that one to kick out of bounds, and it never did.
No, it was close.
It was running down the sideline, so he did the right thing. Waited as long as he could, picked it up, got what little he could. That's the good news. The bad news is Pulaski does not have very good field position.
And that was the Entrust Healthcare kickoff, by the way, our second one of the night after the Citizens National Bank touchdown by the Red Hounds. And Adams will bring the offense out, second time of the night, shotgun, and he is going to pitch it just in front of him. That's Ford, who is hit immediately, and he's driven back, and that's going to be a loss of about 5, I think, Mike, on the play. Going to take him all the way back to the 13-yard line.
Now, Corbin was ready for that. You ran the wing back or whatever you want to call that formation.
A little jet sweep type
little
motion.
Jet sweep stuff. And
Corbin's watched some game film, you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
And this time Adams will go under center, play action pass. He drops back. He throws it into an area where there are no white shirts and will be incomplete. It will bring up 3rd and 15.
That would go as a miscommunication.
He had 2 receivers somewhat in the area.
3rd and 15, deep in your own territory. If I'm Corbin, I'm coming with everything I've got.
Well, and they've been content so far not to bring any extra pressure.
You're right.
And they're showing a little bit of blitz, and they don't. They drops back. Adams comes back. He rolls to his left. He's got Denmeyer behind the coverage, but throws it out of bounds. And so as efficient as Adams has been through the last 2 games that he has started, tonight has started off a little shaky.
1 for 4 for -2. Yeah, that's a tough start. Now you're in a situation to where Corbin can let the punt roll if they choose and still have great field position. They won't, by the way.
And the thing we talked about in the pregame about controlling the clock, as Brock puts his foot to it, and it's a low line drive that hits at about the 42-yard line. Will roll forward, get as much as they can. It will take up to the 47. So a 39-yard punt with no return.
Yeah, but again, if you're Pulaski County, the red team is starting in your territory.
Well, and again, that drive took less than a minute.
Yeah, and you know, controlling the clock means you have to put first downs together. Pulaski has none of those at this point. And so far, you know, Corbin has done what Corbin came to do, which is beat you once over the top, well, down the middle, but with speed.
Right. So Elam will come back out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pulaski, base coverage.
There's your chance.
Goes over Elam's head, and he's going to go all the way back to about the 33 where he just falls on it. And so that is a big break right there for the Maroons.
13-ish.
No, he's all the way back here. That's going to end up being...
Oh, I'm sorry.
10, 15, almost 20 yards on the loss.
Well, that'll hurt your stats. More importantly, Elam did not hesitate. he got down on the football because he realizes that the one thing you can't have is for that one to squirm away and Pulaski pick it up with nothing but white shirts going the other way.
19-yard loss.
19,
So it's 2nd and 29. Now Elam sets up a screen. They're out to the left side, and he finds Colton Creekmore. Yeah, Creekmore will get a little of it back, maybe 5. See where they spotted here. Gave him 4. So it will be 3rd and 25 from their own 38. Now, you have had 1 3-and-out. They picked up 1 long 3rd down conversion last time.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you got to do is make sure Elam doesn't break the pocket, because in space he may get the yardage. The other thing is you got to keep everything in front of you.
I don't want anybody to get over top of it.
No.
They're going to play it. So no, it's a fake, and he finds E-step on the slant again, and he just runs away.
Defender fell
from
down.
The defender made a move, and he's going to take it all the way down inside the 5.
He's in.
No, they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line, so that's going to be
the fireworks and the cannon's going
a
off.
little
But
premature. But that's going to be a 62-yard completion on 3rd and 25, and will set them up in the Rick Barker red zone, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. And that was just another slant across the middle of the field, Mike, and Elam gave a little head and shoulder fake to the middle of the field, got the defender who fell down, and E-step almost takes it to the house.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of fireworks as E-step. Well, here comes a flag thrown all the way from midfield by the white hat on the Corbin coaching staff, as before Elam could get the snap, there was
sideline warning.
Sideline. Well, we had a penalty before the sideline warning also.
Yeah.
That we're still waiting to sort out.
Well, if you're Corbin, the one thing you don't want to do right here is turn UK-esque 1st and inches outside the goal line, and you don't really want to move it back, but they did.
Well, Coach Salmons is still hot about something, as the referee went all the way over to the sideline and pushing them back and making sure, because they're not supposed to be beyond the 30-yard line. And there were several of the Corbin coaching staff down around the 20 to 15, and the white hat threw a 40-yard flag.
It was a nice toss.
It made it to the sideline, Mike.
I think they're about to get ready to go to play.
Handoff right up the middle to Cole Stevens.
Bad snap. Fortunate to handle that one.
Stevens is going to pick up a couple of yards, but there's another stoppage in play. I don't see a flag.
Well,
I think they incorrectly marked the ball.
They did. The penalty was not marked off properly,
because it was 1st and goal from the 1.
And now we've got the sideline signal again.
No, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on SEMA. And so the play will count.
It will. If you're Corbin right now, you've got to get everybody off the line over there and backed up. So take a deep breath, because you're still in scoring position here.
You were 1st and goal from the 1. Now you're 2nd and 19 from the 19. 2nd and goal from the 19. As Elam will run the option this way to Stevens. Pitches it to Stevens. He will get a block at about the 20, down across the 15, and taken down at about the 10. Brock there to make the tackle, but gain of 9 will set up 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line.
If you should ask, SEMA is one of 2 field goals this year, if you should ask.
I'd say with any kind of positive yards here, this is 4 down territory. 2:21 on the clock. Corbin leads 7-0. Elam fakes to Stevens, drops back, looking for his man. There's a great play.
Adams with the pick, and they're going to call interference.
Adams with a holding or a pass interference.
Yep, he undercut the route. How he got there, I can't give you 100%.
Yeah. So a great play is going to go for naught. That should be a 10-yard penalty. Well, I have to
half the distance.
So,
wow.
Should take the ball down to about the 7.5-yard line, but we'll see after they finally mark it off.
That was,
yeah. So they'll spot it at the 7.5, Mike, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5 now.
Well, Adams ran the route, and he undercut the route. Now, what he did to get there, I can't tell you. I didn't.
There was a tug on the jersey.
Okay. Well, and that's probably a good call.
But, so we got another stoppage in play.
Yeah, the white hat and the coaching staff are still talking to each other.
Yeah, so you've got the umpire, the side judge, the referee have all migrated towards the Corbin sideline.
This quarter was moving right along. We have slowed things to a crawl now.
Well, they have finally got something sorted out, and we are back to action here. Elam, shotgun formation, will give it to Stevens around the left side, and it's a foot race to the corner, and Stevens will win the foot race, and he will take it in from 6 yards out. Cole Stevens will cap off that drive for the Red Hounds. Still here in the first quarter, 2:06 remaining on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. SEMA looking to tack on the extra point.
Once again, I'm not trying to jinx the young man. He's perfect on the season, 52 of 52. That's pretty good.
Still trying to get, the play clock has not started. Now it finally does. I don't know what took so long, but SEMA's kick is up and just sneaks in the left upright. And 2:06 Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Red Hounds out in front, 14-0 on the Maroons.
Since 1979, Modern Systems have been protecting communities all across Kentucky. They're proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorship to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbor and your friends, they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter to you most. From home to business to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. We will have a Somerset Community College offensive player of the game at the conclusion of this on the Alton Blakely Family of Dealerships post-game show. The Promo Lawn Services lineman of the game also will be presented in the post-game show. And partner, if you're Pulaski, your first 2 drives have netted
-6, I believe.
Basically nothing, less than nothing. This drive has got to show some potential.
I'm going to tell you that Casey Brock gets heavily involved on this drive.
I can't imagine that he won't.
So, again, the Red Hounds playing their little cat and mouse game on the kickoff.
You got to love SEMA. He's having fun.
It's hard to describe, but he will put his foot to it, and he will kick it straight out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. So that ball will be brought up to the 35, and that's where the Maroons will take over their 3rd possession of the first quarter, trailing this one 14-0.
Technically, that's a 5-yard penalty against Corbin. They now have 5 for 45 on the game. That's one thing that I'm pretty sure Coach Salmons would not be real happy about. But everything else, other than some of the ball placement and the arguments they've had with the officiating crew, he's probably okay.
This defense is while they spotted at the 30, the ball goes to 35, does it not?
I thought so. I got nothing.
And they're gonna
Boys,
come in.
get a Ouija board and try to figure out what we're doing out here.
Yeah, so they are going to finally get it right and move the ball to the 35-yard line.
Theme from Jeopardy if I'm on the PA and then I get run out, so I'll probably not. But it's where it belongs.
I'm not right very often, but I thought I was.
You
right
were dead right
that.
on that one.
So Adams will go under center, and Brock will get the carry right up the middle, and Corbin is there to clog that up. They'll give him give him one on first down. There's a whole lot of, maroon linemen down there rolling around. And
saw a Corbin player come up limping, and we're going to get the Pulaski players down. So
if I'm not mistaken, that's our big freshman left tackle, Brady Hull, who is down. That would not be good.
Now that'll give us a chance to remind everybody, thank you for joining us tonight here on Lake Cumberland Sports. We have the Somerset-Glasgow game also going on tonight, as well as the Southwestern Henry Clay football game. All you got to do is go to our homepage, go to Lake Cumberland Sports, or to go on the internet at lakecumberlandsports.com. Click on the helmet of the team that you intend to listen to, and this will all work out. Promo Lawn Services, lineman of the game. If you're tired of battling weeds and overgrown grass, Promo Lawn Services is here to tackle your yard so you can relax and enjoy it. We offer expert mowing, trimming, edging, hedge trimming, and even specialized yard treatments to keep your yard looking its absolute best. Promo Lawn Services, your lawn's MVP. Call today for a free quote and experience the difference you may hear in the background.
Brady is up, but
he's
he is happened to be helped off the field, and he is putting no weight on his right leg, Mike.
Again, of all things that could happen, you certainly don't want to see that. That young man is he's a load, but right now he's being helped to the sidelines.
So, back to action here. 1:48 on the game clock. Adams from the shotgun formation. Quarterback draw. He runs right up the middle. Now bounces it out the right side. Picks up a block. He's across the 50. Down the right side. He's got a trail of red jerseys and will run him out close to about the 25. We'll see where they give it to him. Now they're going to say he ran out of bounds all the way back up at the 33-yard line.
Wow.
But that ends up being a 30-yard.
A little more. Yeah, he was at the 33. You got 17, 27. I'll give you 30. You're right. 32 maybe.
Yeah, 32. So, big first down by
the first down.
Adams. Now you have the power I formation, and Brock gets a block, gets outside the left end, and he will pick up close to 7 on the carry.
Now, if Pulaski can establish the ground game, this will be a football game.
Yeah, give him 8. Takes it down to the 25. 2nd and 2.
Second and 2 from the 25-yard line.
Threatening the red zone as the clock will wind under a minute.
Just outside the Rick Barker red zone.
And the Maroons are content to let the game clock and the play clock get some time off.
Oh, they want to make to where Corbin has to stand around a little.
Now, Brock will go in motion. Adams will take it himself and follow his big blockers in Lovelace and Kane, and he's going to pick up close. They're going to say short.
That's what the guy on this side said.
So a gain of 1 3/4. Nope, they do give him a first down finally.
The guy on this side, I'm not sure what he signaled.
So gain of 3 for Adams.
Second first down. First semblance of a drive for Pulaski County.
And it's been on 2 big quarterback keepers, design runs.
Yep.
Now under center is Adams. Brock gets the handoff, and he is met immediately in the hole there by the Red Hounds. Griffin Bates was there to take him down for no gain. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter, Mike, here at Corbin High School, home of the Corbin Red Hounds, where they lead this one 14-0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 17500, here to come in 175 too. I ain't 200 down, got it, here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
And, Mike, as we come back to live action, getting ready to start the second quarter, off air, you and I talked, this is a very important drive for the Maroons.
Yeah, they're down 2 scores. They've got their first look at scoring territory. They're going to make something happen.
Adams will hand off to Kane, or to Brock off the right side. He was going to pick up about 5, but flag flies in. We're going to get a holding on the Maroons. And, yeah, that will negate that positive yardage. So they were 2nd and 10, and it's going to go back and become 2nd and 20.
Yeah, inopportune time for a holding penalty. There's never a good time for one, but now instead of 3rd and a handful, you're at 2nd and at least 20.
The ball moved back to the 33-yard line. Maroons were having some success running the ball, so Corbin has brought 11 into the box. Adams back to pass. He's looking for Denmeyer down there, undouble coverage, and just overthrows his senior wide receiver and falls incomplete. It will bring up 3rd down.
A little late getting it out. I thought Denmeyer had a step early in that route, but it's easy for me to say.
Well, Corbin had, like I said, they had press coverage, and the safety was pulled up into the box, so he had to kind of recover. He was late getting back there, and gave Adams a window, but was not able to connect. So Finley and Denmeyer will split out wide to the left, and we're going to get a timeout. Clock was running down, going to be a delay game, and Coach Burns did not want that. So that'll be our first Ron Shaw Realtor timeout of the game.
Once again, Hospice of Lake Cumberland. When a loved one faces a serious illness, it can feel overwhelming, but you're not alone. Hospice of Lake Cumberland is here to provide comfort, support, and dignity. Our team of experts focuses on pain management, emotional support, and helping your family navigate this difficult time. We believe in celebrating life, even in its final chapters. Let us help you create moments of peace and connection. Hospice of Lake Cumberland, compassionate care when it matters. Well, Pulaski threatened the Rick Barker red zone, but they didn't enter. And as of right now, I still say this drive better produce points, or halftime can't come soon enough.
Well, you're 3rd and 20. You don't have to get all 20 on this play, but you have to get some of it to set yourself up to be able to go for it on 4th down. And so we have another stoppage in play as the back judge, apparently they're having some problem with the play clock, and so he's came over and explained to Coach Burns that he's going to give the 5-second warning, hand up in the air, and start counting.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why, because they reset the play clock, and it appears to be working properly.
Somebody was busy.
Adams from the shotgun. Makes a nice move at the 30-yard line. Another quarterback design run. And, Mike, he's going to get down real close to the yardage needed.
Kaysen Brock just unclothed a defender on the initial part of that run.
They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, and they're saying 4th and 6. I've got him 4th and 2.
How many on that carry?
That was
Adams. How many?
19.
Thank you.
4th and 1, so they did respot it. Adams under center, hands it to Kaysen off the left side. He splits through the middle, breaks the tackle, and gets down inside the 10. So the Maroons inside the Rick Barker red zone, threatening to get on the board. Will be 1st and goal from the 7.
Well, if you're Pulaski County, converting a long 3rd and a whole bunch.
Power I formation, Colton Kane, Gunnar Lovelace in front of Brock. And Adams goes under center and gives him the old hard count, Mike. And will pick up.
I'm going to guess that they're going to call that on Corbin.
Yep, so the nose guard there for the Red Hounds was
early,
deep in the backfield.
He was early.
So a good freeze play, hard count, no move, whatever you want to call it. And the Maroons will pick up a free 3.5 yards. So 1st and goal from the 4. Adams goes back under center, same formation, power I left. Kane and Finley, they run a little quick option that Brock decides to bounce on the ground. Luckily picks it up. Will get down to about the 1-yard line where he's just short, but that could have been disastrous.
Oh, my.
As Kaysen fumbled the pitch, but luckily he just gave it the old power dribble, Mike, and put it down on the turf, and it came right back to him.
Sometimes the ball bounces your way, and it did that time. That corner of the end zone's been hard to score in. There's been about 4 plays over there that, from my angle, look like they might have been in. Whitehead's got another discussion going on.
So 10-15 on the clock.
Well, the play clock's down to 6.
2nd and goal from the 1. Adams finally goes under center, and he's just going to sneak it in himself, and he's going to jump over
no signal.
Right, and finally. I mean, he's laying in the end zone.
Yeah, I know.
And so Adams will get in from 1 yard out, and that is a big answer by the Maroons at the 10-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, you can write this down. They were down 2 scores. They got themselves in 3rd and very long down here. They come away blank in this one, and you're staring at maybe be down 3 scores or more at halftime. Now they've turned it into a football game, as Mr. Mounts will do the honors.
Bryson on to attempt the PAT. Denmeyer on the hold. Kick is up and good, but we had a flag fly in, and it's going to be a false start on the Maroons. So they're going to back him up 5 yards, and Bryson's going to have to try it again.
Bryson is 38 of 42 on the season for an extra point, but 2 or 3 of those came early. He's been on a roll lately, but this one will have to be have a little more length to it. Denmeyer, the holder.
So
important one right here.
It really is. It will end up being a 27-yard PAT. High snap. Denmeyer goes up and gets it. And Bryson puts it. Nope, he hooked it left, Mike. So, again, on the snap and the hold, Denmeyer was able to go up and get it, but the timing was thrown off, and the PAT is no good.
Well,
so put a mark beside that one.
Yeah, put a mark beside that. By the way, that drive did penetrate the Rick Barker red zone. The Rex Restaurant in Nancy, Kentucky is the finest farm to table made from scratch from food right here in Pulaski County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. The Rex, where we feed you good and treat you right. The Citizens National Bank touchdown was scored at the 10-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Pulaski County trailing 14-6 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. And, partner, Now your defense has got something to go out and try to establish that we can get you the ball back with enough time to get something done.
Yeah, so this will be the second kickoff of the evening for the Maroons.
That is your Intrust Healthcare kickoff.
Idlewine will get set to put his toe to it.
Football weather.
I'd love it. Maybe bring out my long britches tonight, though.
I noticed that.
It is a low line drive kick that will hop at about the 15 and get past.
Oh, my.
The Red Hound kind of out-kicked his covers, but Cohen Finley down there, which he was our defensive player of the game last week, Mike, and he was flying around
he
and
picked
made
it up
plays.
at, what, about the 2-yard line?
Picked it up at the 2-yard line, brought it back to the 14-yard line.
He also got knocked off his pins at the end of that one.
Yeah, Finley coming down there.
Well, the worst field position by a stretch that Corbin's had tonight.
So Elam will bring him out. He's got Stevens off his right shoulder now, shifts him to his left side. Will fake it to him and throws it behind E-step.
Late hit out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, here comes a flag.
Yeah, Brock, for literally no apparent reason.
And you can probably hear the Pulaski faithful not too happy about what they thought was a hold out here on the perimeter.
Right. But
and
they picked up basically nothing on the pass play, right?
Right. They had nothing. And then, Stevens was trying to, or sorry, that was SEMA. No, that was E-step.
Okay.
On the reception, and now they're having a long conversation about was it really a late hit. So this referee crew has had an interesting start to this game.
I hope this is not an all-star crew that they put together. But
2 penalties. So they are going to call the holding that
you had that one,
yes.
And we're going to get the late hit.
So they're going to mark off the 10 yards against Corbin because it was a live ball penalty. So you'll go back half the distance, but then you're going to mark off 15 against Pulaski because it was a dead ball penalty. So at the end of the day, Corbin is going to end up getting, balls at the 14, takes it back to the...
A lot of math going on down there right now,
7.
They just cut out the 10 one way and come back 15. They just marked it off 5.
They'll end up taking it to the 19. So it will end up being a net gain of 5.
Yes, and they got it right.
Yes.
It's just they didn't do that silly walk it one way, walk it back. All right.
So
if you're Pulaski, you may have dodged one there, but the hold was pretty obvious too.
Yes. Well, 2nd and 5. Now they're having another long conversation over here.
This is not good. Guys, I do wish that somebody would realize that when this is going on, you look like you don't know what you're doing. And I know coaches have the right to ask questions. The one standing on the 5-yard line, I'm not sure.
Well, that's Coach Salmons, and he's trying to, he wants to understand.
But he's stationed slightly out of the coach's
Yeah, he's not supposed to be down there. But we're finally back to action, I believe, as Elam from the shotgun drops straight back. Pump fakes. Now he's under some pressure. Kane giving chase. Flag comes in from the left side, so you're going to have another holding here on the Red Hounds.
Good job of Kane. He got deked about 3 times in that, and he never did lose his angle on the quarterback.
Yeah, never did overcommit.
Right.
And so now you're going to have another half the distance to the goal holding call, which should bring up 2nd.
They marked it off.
Wow. They gave the full
Yes,
Monty.
they did. I'm not.
That should have been a half the distance in the
I
goal.
got nothing. I got nothing.
And they take the ball all the way back inside the 5 to the
second
4.
20.
Yeah. So, okay. So Elam standing in his own end zone. Bad snap. There's another slant that he hit Sema on, and he makes a tackler miss before he finally gets brought down to at the 11-yard line.
16 maybe.
Well, gain of 13. It was 3rd and 7. So gain of 13, 3rd and 7, and Elam is going to get the Maroons to jump off sides.
Thank you.
And will be a free 5 yards.
These are two good football teams, but neither one of them are showing it tonight in some of their execution. That is the 12th penalty accepted in this half.
Well, this has been, I mean, there's been no flow to the game.
None.
And that rests squarely on the Zebras out there in this one. And so now
we get another one. That's on the bench, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be another sideline warning. If that is, that's the second. And that will result in another penalty.
You're killing me. If I wasn't here and I was listening to you describe this, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I apologize because, I mean, it's been brutal to try to bring you, but that is a 5-yard penalty. Second sideline warning on the Red Hounds.
Give Coach credit. He ain't giving up. He's still in the ear of the official over there.
Now, I mean, if he keeps on, at some point, it's going to turn into an unsportsmanlike.
And somebody gets to leave.
Yeah.
I hope not. Let's play football.
3rd and 7 from their 17. Elam hands to Stevens off the left side. Finley comes up from the safety spot and will bring him down on the play. Here comes another flag that comes flying way after the play, Mike. And
look, I'm going to throw something into this that may not be happening. Coach Burns came from Boyle County. Boyle County and Corbin have had some really, really bad blood over the years. Pulaski and Corbin, I haven't seen this in the past, but right now there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's sideline related, a lot of it.
Well, I don't think that one was on the sideline. That was thrown in the area that Finley and Sema were in the area. And I don't know if there was some after the play.
Okay, it could have been. By the way, the announcer here.
They're going to wave off the flag. So
the announcer here calls him Sima.
Yeah, okay, sorry. So
no, I don't know.
But so the referees are going to pick up the flag.
It's 4th down finally.
And we'll bring up 4th and 4 at what has been a 15-minute drive.
This is moving at glacial speed right now.
And just a little over a minute off the game clock. We're at 8:23.
And Corbin doesn't have quite enough players on the field. Now they got too many on the field. And it's going to work out.
Finally walks off. Elam is in punt formation, standing at about his own 10-yard line. And rugby-style kick, and it's an end over end that is going to hit. It looked like it hit a Pulaski player.
Yeah, it did, but it didn't.
And they're going to give it to him. Sure did. So
that's a 33-yard punt.
Yep, and it hopped and hit Finley right in the back. And Stevens was there, and he falls on it, and Corbin is going to get the ball back. Now they're going to have another long discussion to see if he was blocked into the play. Nope, they're going to decide it's going to stay.
And for once, I'm glad we're not doing video tonight, because I would be wanting to look back at a lot of this. I saw him close to the football.
It hit him.
Okay,
hit him in the back.
It's a good call then.
And he immediately called it. So Corbin, 1st and 10 now in Pulaski territory at the 47.
Merry Christmas.
Elam, high snap, throws it out there in the right flat, and it is going to be brought down by Creekmore.
He's up, and flags fly on the Pulaski
side. Flags
side.
over on this sideline.
And we've got
flags everywhere. There's flags everywhere.
You get a flag, I get a flag. Creekmore's going to pick up.
So we got holding on the Red Hounds.
Yes, and that's all, I think.
But no, we get a sideline warning against the Maroons.
Yeah. Corbin is now, by my count, at 85 yards.
So the penalty results in a 10-yard loss. And we'll take the ball back into Corbin territory, now back at the 44-yard line.
I can't wait to listen to this on replay.
I've got no words in there. I apologize.
I'm struggling.
So 1st and 20 from the 43. Corbin sends 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Elam drops straight back. He's looking to pass. He's got a man behind the defense. Brock back in coverage, and he and SEMA
Can I say this? No flags.
And Brock did a very good job of getting over from his safety, helping out over top. Godby was in coverage.
Yeah, that was actually good coverage.
Yes.
Your corner was where he belonged, and so was your safety. So, I mean, that.
SEMA had to turn into
It's got to be
defender.
3rd down, doesn't it?
Well, no, you had the penalty on first.
Okay, so it's just second down.
2nd and 20 from the 43. 7:58 on the clock. Elam drops back to pass.
Screen.
They set up the screen to Stevens, and he is going to make it up to about the 47-yard line where Lovelace and Ping are there to run him out of bounds. So it will be a gain of about 7 on the screen.
That was Stevens, right?
That was Stevens. That will set up 3rd and 14. Clock stops at 7:46. So we have been all over the field of play tonight. Corbin has it at midfield. Elam from the shotgun. Makes a change to the play. Takes the snap. Drops straight back. Now he drifts to the right. He's got a defender, a man down there. And he gets it over the top. And that is going to be Creekmore, who is going to haul it in for a 50-yard touchdown pass from Elam.
I don't know where the mistake was in the secondary. Creekmore had 3 steps.
Yeah, he was behind the secondary on that one and not able to recover.
And a beautifully thrown 50-yard ball right there, I might add.
Yeah, Elam just drifted out to his right. He found Creekmore behind the defender, threw him open, and he caught it about the 3-yard line, Mike, and then tackled into the end zone.
Yep.
So SEMA's extra point is up and good at the 7:37 mark of the second quarter. This couldn't have been any wilder. That drive and possession.
Let me give you one dose of decent news.
Yeah.
Brady Hull is up and walking around on the sidelines over here.
That is good news.
Yep, I'm going to give you that one. All right, if you're Pulaski County, you got 7.5 minutes. I mean, this at the pace we're going, that could be an hour. You're down 2 scores, and it can't get worse than that. We'll see the mistake on the punt right at midfield this side of. That's a disaster, but you've got to overcome it.
Yeah, that was a big play. I mean, you had the missed extra point.
That's
you
important.
Had the punt return that hits your blocker in the back. So, all 3 phases of the game you want to excel at. And offensively, PC has found the groove. Defensively, they're having a hard time stopping this Red Hounds offense. And special teams has not been great tonight.
No. That was your up back that it hit, too, by the way.
So this is the Intrust Healthcare kickoff.
Wow.
And SEMA, this is a high end-over-end kick that drives forward back to his 5-yard line. He sprints right back up the right side, will make it up to about the 25 before he will get brought down. So return of 20, and that's where the Maroons will take over their possession here in the second quarter after scoring the last time they had the ball 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Corbin Pulaski was able to establish the run in that last drive. Now we see if Corbin is going to load the box even more.
And more good news, Hull has actually checked back into the game, Mike. Adams under center, gives it to Ford, and he bounces off the right side. He had to avoid a tackler in the backfield as soon as he got the handoff, and he's going to get gain of 1 on first down.
Dare I say that's been very common tonight for Pulaski, that Corbin has had penetration on most of the running plays.
So Brock will check back in, and the entire Maroon offense looking to the sideline. Play clock down to, well, it's froze at 13.
It's unfroze now.
Hand off to Brock right up the middle, and he's going to get across the 30 up to about the 33 before he finally gets brought down. Give him a gain of 7. We'll bring up 3rd and 2. Clock winds down. 6:22 here in the opening half. Adams tries to get
the. He
jumped off. That's your nose guard again.
Yep.
And
he's been a little anxious a time or two tonight.
And so Adams with the hard count, and that will give the Maroons a big first down to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, against that kind of coming off the ball stuff, you gotta slow it down there however you can. Screen here or there, and long hard count. But that's 5 free ones.
The Red Hounds are basically in a 54.
They are.
5-man front. They've got 3 linebackers, and the safety has rolled up. They've got 9 guys within 7 yards of the ball. Brock off the right side. They run away from the power side, and Brock will pick up close to 4 on first down. Bring up 2nd and 6 across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So Maroon showed a little unbalanced power left.
Yep.
And then Brock ran right. So Finley and Denmeyer will flip sides. They'll come out split wide to the short side of the field. Ottawan will stay in at an H-back lined up on the left side. Adams in shotgun. Ottawan comes in motion, hands it off to Brock off the left side, and he's going to get up to the 45-yard line. Gain of 3. Bring up 3rd down. The heavy big unit comes in as Kane and Lovelace will check in. And we have another official timeout for knee pads. They sent a Corbin.
Yep, it's important stuff now. That was Creekmore.
Yeah, they'll send him off.
Well, let's see. There have been 15 penalties accepted in this half.
That doesn't seem like there's been.
Well, you've got to have a dozen that were either nullified by another penalty or.
So power I shotgun formation.
Whoa.
Low snap. Adams gets it. Gives it to Brock off the left side. He finds a seam across midfield. Across the 45. Down inside the Red Hounds territory as Brock stands up and gives him the old first down sign. So
you like to see that. That snap was not good. No. Adams did a heck of a job to dig it out and get it.
Gain of 13.
Yeah.
Brings up 1st and 10.
Going to leave the big guys out there, I think. No, Adams is.
Brock
has come to join me.
Yeah, but Ford has checked in. But
behind the
left,
big guys.
Yeah, they've left Finley and Kane in there. Not Finley, but
Lovelace.
Gunnar Lovelace.
Yes.
And Colton Kane in there. Shotgun power I right. Hand off to Ford off the right side. He outruns the tackler. Makes a cut at the 40-yard line. Going to get short yardage, but he will pick. Well, he's going to give him 3 or 4, depending on where they spot it down. Get him 4. So 2nd and 6. 3:10 on the clock here before halftime, and this would be
huge.
You score, you get the ball back to begin the second half too.
This would be huge if you can turn this into points.
If you can cut this to a 8-point game and the opportunity to get the ball back to start the second half. Pulaski's got 2 timeouts. Ford makes a hop step in the backfield, has to avoid a Red Hound tackler, but will get positive yards. Give him 4 on the carry. Will bring up 3rd and 3. The game clock, well, it stopped, but now it's running again. So we're at 2:16. Brock back in the game. Ford stays in. Cohen Finley and Harris Denmeyer split out wide to the left.
The twin.
Toby Wright split wide to the right. Adams, quarterback keeper. Ball comes out. And Brady Hall.
First down.
Brady Hall, who just checked back into the game on this drive, is in the right spot and recovers the fumble, bounces right to him, will result in a gain of 7 and will be a first down for the Maroons.
Hall picked it up like he knew what he was doing.
And Adams is holding that right wrist, Mike, the right forearm. He's in some pain. He took a shot on it.
Let me tell you, the last time I checked, Anderson's not in uniform.
No.
So
Boone Godby
would be your emergency quarterback.
Adams brings Adewine in motion, hands it to Brock off the right side. He makes a cut. Gets down to just outside the Rick Barker red zone. They'll spot it at the 21, gain of 6.
Minute and 12. Pulaski's got 2 timeouts remaining.
Got 2 timeouts, and the clock will be under a minute when they get this snap off.
You don't have to hurry, but you can't lollygag right now.
Adams hands it to Brock off the right side again. He jumps through a block at the 20. Will take it down to the 12-yard line, so that will be a gain of 8. Will be another Maroon first down. 48 seconds. Maroons in a hurry-up mode. Adams takes the snap.
Timeout.
But Corbin has seen enough, and they're going to call a timeout, and this is going to be a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout. Corbin's first of the first half, and Pulaski right now is just having their way on the ground, Mike.
The name to know when you, your friends, or family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw, Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service, proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others, works hard for all of his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they're selling. You can contact Ron at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers. The Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, 21-6. Corbin leads with 43 ticks left on the clock. Pulaski in the first half. Pulaski threatening just outside the Corbin 10-yard line. The officials are having a conference.
There should be a limit on the expenditures for your conference.
I told you we needed a 7-man crew. We could add some more penalties.
Jeez, oh Pete. So we're back to play. Adams back to pass. He's got Finley down there.
Incomplete, I think.
It is going to be incomplete. And that was not Finley. That was Decker Wilden who had snuck behind the coverage.
They ran that play against Southeastern last week.
And it worked.
Slipped him out of the backside. And that time the pass seemed to float just a little bit on Adams.
But it goes incomplete. He doesn't put it in harm's way. Only his man could have got it.
Exactly.
It stops the clock. So you're 2nd and 10 from the 12, 37 seconds. You got 2 timeouts, so you can run the ball. There's a low snap. Adams goes down and gets it, rolls out to his right, throws back late back into the middle. He just threw that one into the ground. took a big hit after he released it, too. Got knocked out of bounds.
Once again, the snap has caused some havoc on a couple of these plays. That's got to get cleaned up. And now you're at 3rd and 10, but
31 seconds.
Yeah.
You do not eliminate the possibility of a run because you do have timeouts,
Certainly.
but you have to pick up 10 yards.
Certainly.
Or the decision to go for it on 4th if you can get positive yards.
I think so.
Adams empties the backfield. Idawine comes in motion from left to right, reverses field. Little pass underneath to Kason Brock, and he was gobbled up immediately. Will go down as a loss of 1 on the play, and the Maroons will take their second Ron Shaw Realtor timeout of the half. 22 seconds before halftime. 21-6 game. 4th and 11 from the 13. So they can get a first down, but they have to get inside the 2 to do it.
Let's be honest. This is, in the grand scheme of things, huge. You don't like to be 4th and 11 with a short field to defend. If you're Corbin, you've got the end zone to help you. But if you got anything up your sleeve, right now is when you need it.
Well, you would love to see Will have a little bit of time in the pocket
You
to survey the field.
He's 2 out of 9 for negative yardage in the half.
And it's not, I mean.
It's not his.
He's not been under a tremendous amount of pressure when he's dropped back to pass, but Corbin is bringing enough pressure, and they are covering extremely well.
Yep.
So now Corbin is going to take a timeout. If they see how Pulaski is going to line up, they will take their second Ron Shaw Realtor timeout of the half.
Remind you at halftime, we'll do a little stat recap. We'll talk about what's going on to come next week on Lake Cumberland Sports. And no telling what Chris and I may stumble into. I want to thank CV Hansford of Vickers Builders Ford Brothers, the person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. CV's experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call, 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers.
If you're keeping time at home, this has been an hour and 12-minute first half.
Yep. That's SEC.
12-minute quarters, right? That'd be 24 minutes. Now, I know it doesn't work out that way, but an hour and 12-minute first half, and we're not done.
Thanks for being with us.
26 seconds. Back to live action. Adams drops back to pass. He's looking. He's got a man down there, and he had Cohen Finley at the goal line, but Mason Sims for Corbin undercut the route and lucky to get away with that one.
Have you ever heard of the Marshall Tucker Band?
I have.
That was green grass and high tides right there. If he holds on to that, he's headed 90-plus to the house.
That would have been, that'd have been 100 yards because he was right at the goal line.
Yeah, that's.
But
Corbin has the ball. They're down to 1 timeout. I would think a knee here would be what you're going to see.
They are going to line up to take the knee, and will take us to halftime, Mike, unless something crazy happens still yet again. And it will not. Pulaski's content to let the clock wind out. Corbin's sideline is already headed to the locker room. So here from Corbin High School, in what has been a entertaining, hazardous, I don't know, I've got other adjectives to describe it, but we have made it to halftime here at Corbin High School. The Red Hounds lead 21-6. The Maroons will get the opening kickoff for the second half. When we come back, we'll bring you some stats, some individuals, some scoring recap, all that good stuff when we come back after this.
Not everybody qualifies for a traditional mortgage. That's why the secondary market exists. It's there for down payment assistance, low down, no down payment, closing cost assistance, grant programs. Typically, there's no local point of contact for a secondary market loan. We're changing that whole process. That way, there's someone here to guide you through from application to clear to close and everything in between.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
And welcome back to Corbin High School. 12 of Somerset coverage of high school football, where the Pulaski County Maroons have come back over to Corbin High School, and we find on the scoreboard Maroons trail this one 21-6 at halftime. Mike is looking, he's getting some individual and team stats together. I will give you a quick scoring breakdown. Corbin opened up the scoring at the 6:08 mark of the first quarter as Elam would find Cam Estep on a slant pattern, and he would take it 40 yards into the end zone, and after the Noah Sema extra point would lead 7-0. Corbin would get it back and put it in the end zone again, this time on the ground. Cole Stevens would take it in from 6 yards out. SEMA PAT would make it 14-0. PC would get back into the thick of things and drive it all the way down the field, where Adams would take it into the end zone from 1 yard out. After a PAT was good, penalty was called. Mounts this time with a bad snap would pull it just a little bit left, would leave the score at 14-6. Corbin would answer at the 7:37 mark of the second quarter on a big 3rd and 20 play. Elam would find Creekmar at the 3-yard line, and he would take it in from 50 yards out to extend the lead to 21-6, and that's where we find ourselves on the scoreboard. Pulaski tried to get in the end zone there at the end of the second half, could not capitalize, and that's where we are at. And Mike, in what has been a flag fest, like I said, an hour and about a 15-minute first half, and they have a announcer, student, newspaper, whatever it is, that interviews Coach Salmons at halftime going into the locker room, and she's asking, what do you have to do? What does your team have to do in the second half? And very quickly and matter-of-factly said, hey, we've got to play cleaner football. Just execute and quit the penalties.
Yeah, I'll give you the penalties, and then we'll get into some stats. My stats show Corbin was penalized 11 times for 90 yards in the opening half. Pulaski County 4 for 35, but a couple of those were involved in offsets and other things, so they actually had more than 4 penalties. They're getting ready to do something spectacular here at halftime out in front of us, but I'm getting ready to give you some stats if it's all right with you. Corbin, first half, 6 first downs. They rushed the ball 7 times for 36 yards. 18, through the air, they are 8 of 18. That can't be right. 8 of 11. Thank you. Good job, Mike. 8 of 11 through the air for $157 and a couple scores. 18 offensive plays, 193 yards. That's it's not all that, but it's good enough right now. Returned the ball twice for 34 yards, 3 punts for a 35-yard average. Penalized, as I gave you a minute ago, 11 times for 90 yards. No turnovers for Corbin in the opening half. For Pulaski County, 7 first downs, 22 rushes for 133 yards. And might I add, most all of those came in the second quarter. 1 touchdown on the ground. Through the air, Pulaski 2 of 10 for 0 net yards. 32 offensive snaps, 133 yards. Returned it twice for 34. They punted it once for 38. 4 penalties for 35. We gave you they had 1 costly penalty that they lost. 1 turnover for Pulaski County. For Corbin, Cole Stevens, leading rusher, 6 carries, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Cade Elam, 5 carries for net 1 yard. He had a 20-yard sack, for lack of a better word, on a bad snap. Sima is 2 catches for 16. Estep, 4 catches for 107 and a couple touchdowns. Creekmore, 2 catches for 54. And Stevens, 1 catch for 6. A name I did not mention in the opening half, and I don't know if you remember mentioning it. Petrosky's name did not come up. I did not see him on the field a lot. We don't know anything about that. But Elam, I gave you 11 of 8 of 11 through the air, for 157 yards, and one of those a 50-yard over-the-top touchdown. That'll do it for Corbin. Let's go for Pulaski County. Look at some individual numbers. Will Adams, 2 of 10 for 0 net yards in the opening half. Brock, Idlewind each have a catch, but no yards to show. Rushing, Pulaski County Ford had 4 carries for 2 yards. Idlewind, 1 carry for -2. Adams, the bright spot, 4 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. And Brock, a workmanlike 12 carries for 72 yards in the opening half. And then Brady Hull on a fumble recovery, net 7 yards on a carry, and I guess that's how we scored that. Pulaski County, we gave you the penalties earlier. Punted the ball once for 38 yards. Kick returns, both of those by Ford for a 17-yard average. Wow, partner. There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff going on for only 300 and some odd yards of total offense and a half by both teams. But if I'm not mistaken, if I do the math right, you had 125 yards worth of penalties. Oh yeah, and that's, again, there were penalties that offset and other penalties that were declined in that half. Right. And I'm not saying the officials, they killed the flow. All right, I'm going to go there with all the sideline conferencing and all that. They killed the flow of this football game. As far as what's going on the field, Furnace brought out a toy. As far as what's going on the field, it was sloppy. I mean, both teams, yes, it's intense. Yes, this means a lot. Yes, everybody's amped up, all that. But with the playoffs looming, and both of these teams may not have a tough round 1 game, but as they get deeper into the playoffs, you can't get away with 11 penalties and a half against a really good football team. At this point in the season, that is something that should be cleaned up, that you shouldn't be doing, but it's been a lot of holding. There's been a lot of sideline chatter back and forth with the referees, and I think the referees decided they were going to come in tonight and not let it get out of control, and it is turned into a slot fest, as you said. So scores from the other games. It was kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. There was some ugly in that first half. Southwestern is up in Lexington tonight taking on Henry Clay. Yes. They are up 13-0 at halftime over the Blue Devils. All right. How about Glasgow? Glasgow is up 17-7 with 5:35 remaining in the second quarter. Briar Jumpers over taking on the Scotties. Well, now the Scotties are on that other time, so that game started a little later than we started. We will probably finish with the West Coast scores here tonight. This one is it's fun. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I've seen a lot of athletic plays out here. I never would have dreamed that Corbin could have played press coverage and taken Pulaski's passing game completely out of the game for a half.
Well, and Denmeyer has gotten behind.
Has he had one target, though?
He's had two.
Two, okay.
And both times he was behind the secondary. Adams just not able to get him the ball. And the rest of the time, there's just not been any separation with the receivers against this Corbin secondary. And, we talked about in the pregame that Corbin is only allowing 92 passing yards on the season, and that's twofold. They're only allowing 92 because their rushing defense is probably the weakest part of their defense.
So we were told.
And Pulaski has rushed the ball for 133 yards, so they've had some success there, but it's not because the secondary is not good. They're shut down secondary. They're not giving up a whole lot.
Well, the speed is there.
Right.
Okay. But you got to find some way to get a little separation, be it with motion or whatever you can do. And I give them credit. I mean, Corbin's secondary, for a team that gave up 50-plus to Johnson Central, I know most of that was on the ground, this defense doesn't look like a defense that's going to give you 50 on a good night. But the penetration has got to be stopped. Pulaski has got to find a way to keep the penetration of the Corbin defensive front, and that is a scheme that I'm sure they've had a chance to maybe take a look at it at halftime, and we'll see if they can come out and make some adjustments. And if you're Corbin, you're up 2 scores, and you probably aren't overwhelmed with the fact you're only up 2 scores.
No, and PC is going to get the ball back here to start the second half, and if they can have some more success on the ground, they could potentially make this a 1-score game. Hopefully midway through the third quarter, late in the third quarter. We'll see what happens.
I got a couple of public service announcements I'm going to get in. Brian Miller, the AD at Pulaski. Brian, we'll do anything for you. We always do. He said kickoff next week is at 7:30.
Perfect.
And the admission is only $6. So if you're expecting a jerk up in prices because it's the playoffs, it's not going to happen. And the other thing that he pointed out in his note to me, in the playoffs, the gate is split between the 2 schools. You probably knew that. See, I don't know stuff like that. And the other one, we have a stringer up at the Madison Southern Whitley County game. And Madison Southern leads that one at halftime 18-14. That's Bob Boone. That's where Bob is tonight. His son, DT, I think, is taking over the offensive coordinator role at Madison Southern. So we throw that one in for free.
A big thank you to Mr. Miller, who has always been good to us, taking care of us, and kept us in the loop as much as possible. So we do appreciate that. So next week at Pulaski High School, kickoff scheduled for 7:30, as Mike just told you. Come out, support this group. They have earned your support. This team has fought hard all year long, and with the exception of one game,
they have had a tough time.
They have been
the other 2
were.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you a little Don McLean reference. Both teams are coming back onto the field, but the marching band has refused to yield as we speak. They are still doing what they're doing. So
it's not the day the music died. That's what you're trying to say.
Interest Healthcare Counseling has made it their mission to be the trusted leader in promoting mental health in Kentucky for the last 25 years. We personalize your service to meet your needs, whether it be in our office, over the phone, or on your computer. Call Interest at 606-676-0638 to get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. You can always visit their Facebook page at Entrust Healthcare Counseling Service to learn more about how they can help you or your family today. At Entrust, your mental health matters. I also want to thank the Don Franklin Somerset family of dealerships for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any of the 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family. Partner, we are down to the 3-minute mark when they're supposed to post 3 minutes and let the players get loose, and the band is wrapping up. It was impressive. We were looking at the backside of it, so we didn't get all the theater side of it. But
they got props and gadgets.
Oh, they got stuff.
Yeah. But as you said, you're getting ready to put the extra 3 minutes on, so we're going to step out. We're going to pay a few bills. When we come back, we ought to be real close to bringing you second half action.
Pulaski will get the football. We'll bring it to you.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
Out here in the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 17500, here to come in 175.2. I'm 200 down, down, here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
And welcome back to Corbin High School. Second half, I guess, thinking about maybe getting ready to start. We've put 3 minutes up, and then we took it off, and we waited a while, and then we put 3 minutes back up, and now we've got a little under 2 minutes to go, and I'm all right with that because it gave us plenty of time to catch up on all the stuff we're doing.
As the funnel cake makes its presence here in the
there's
booth.
been a funnel cake sighting. They only had one, I guess. I'm assuming.
Didn't need it anyway, but
that's how it happens in life. Next week, Southwestern will host a playoff game, and I knew coming over here who it was. I'll look it up. Pulaski will host West Jessamine in a playoff game. Somerset, I think, has Owen County, if I'm not mistaken, next week in their playoff game. So bail me out, and I'll go check on that Southwestern thing.
Yeah, so they will be hosting one. As both teams have made their way to the sideline, and we are getting ready for second half action, but we're about a minute away still yet, as they did delay in putting the 3 minutes on the clock. But here in this one, we'll see how this one comes out. Tomorrow, a couple of big games in the Big Ten, if you follow that kind of stuff.
They play football in the Big Ten?
My Wolverines will take on the Oregon Ducks, which, in my opinion, is not going to go well for the Blue and Maize. The Ohio State will be taking on Penn State, which
is that
should
at
be
is that at the Ohio Stadium, or is that at
I try not to speak of them too often.
I know you don't, but are they at home or on the road?
I believe that they are at home.
Okay, they're up. By the way.
No, they're at Penn State.
Okay, it'll be a whiteout then at Happy Valley.
And then there's a big game down in Knoxville tomorrow.
No, there's not.
Is not going to be much of a game as the Wildcats.
If you're going to stay up late and watch that, you got issues.
Yeah.
Southwestern next week will host East Jessamine in the opening round of the playoffs.
Okay.
I said we would get that for you. We did.
The Jessamine counties are traveling to Pulaski County.
Do me a favor. This half early when the offense comes on the field, let's try to find a 23
Petrowski,
for Corbin.
I haven't seen him.
He's a really good football player. And I just noticed late in the half I had no stats for him, and then
his name was not even called.
No, and I'd realized I hadn't caught his name.
Creekmore and SEMA have been the recipients of the majority of Eden's passes, and
he's got most of everything he's got on 3 throws. 3 home runs.
So does Corbin try to execute the onside kick here? They've threatened it all night.
They like to show it. I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, they run the 11-man fake out as they all run up to the ball.
That's the equivalent of the swinging gate on an extra point.
Basically. So SEMA will settle back at his 35-yard line. It's just going to be a chip kick over to where nobody's at, and Ford has to run all the way over to the 5-yard line, picks it up, finds a seam up the left sideline, picks up a block, makes a man miss, and SEMA has to make the touchdown-saving tackle at near midfield. So a 40-yard, we'll see where they put it down, Mike. They've got to give it to him at the 42, so that's going to be a big return by Ford.
Yeah, and that was a perfectly placed kickoff.
42 yards on the return.
It's just somebody left the door open on the outside lane.
The coverage.
Well, the outside lane, and Ford came straight up the boundary.
So Pulaski will take over first possession, threatening midfield. Adams, quarterback keeper off the right side, and he gets upended and toppled at the 50-yard line. Give him a gain of 3 on first down, but Adams took a blow there. Bring up 2nd and 7. First possession of the second half.
20-7 halftime at Glasgow. Glasgow leading over Somerset.
So Pulaski will send Idlewild and Denmeyer wide to the left. Brock stays in the backfield. He's looking at the sideline when the ball was snapped.
Wow.
And he runs into a mass of humanity right up the middle. Going to get 1 on the carry. But Mike, your tailback was looking at the sideline.
I agree.
When Adams got the snap.
That means that there's a little trouble maybe getting the play in.
Yeah, a little miscommunication from sideline to players. Idlewild will stay in the backfield. He and Brock will bookend Adams in the shotgun. Hands it to Idlewild, and he is hit right at the 50-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 1 on the play, and this should result in a very quick 3 and out, but Coach Burns has not made the decision to send the punting unit on.
Well, you've had a little success with the hard count. You had a couple over-anxious plays by the nose.
Offense is going to stay on the field.
Yep. You're either going to go for the hard count or you're going to try to pick it up on 4th.
And they are trying to get the hard count from the shotgun formation, and now they will call the audible as
7 on the play clock, shot clock.
3 gets the snap. Adams will take it himself, and Corbin will have none of it. And that will be a loss of 4 on 4th and 7. And that will be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, you had the big kick return by.
And got nothing.
Yeah, Ford gave you good field position with a great kickoff return. You turn it over on downs, and you not only turn it on downs, Corbin's in Pulaski territory.
Yeah, you give Corbin great field position already at the Pulaski 48-yard line. And like I'm looking for a 23 out there. He may be in the slot at the top. He is.
Okay.
And hand it off to Stevens, and he is stopped in the backfield as Colton Kane forced the pressure and brought down on the play by Gunnar Lovelace.
He lost one, I think.
Yeah, so loss of one. So you ask about Petrosky, he is in the slot there at the...
Well, he certainly hasn't seen the football
No.
tonight.
And he is by far the biggest receiver on the field.
Yeah.
And
Guess who they threw it to?
They throw it to Petrosky, and he will get it up to about the 39-yard line. That will be a gain. Sorry, not the 39, the 41-yard line. Gain of 8 brings up 3rd and 3.
So we have found Petrosky.
So maybe he was out the first half.
Maybe. Could have been.
Targeting in the last game, maybe he had to sit out the first. Is that a rule in high school?
I'm not going there. I don't know.
So Elam fakes to Stevens, looks for Petrosky again, and Finley there on coverage, and great coverage as he comes over the top and knocks the ball away and will bring up 4th and 3.
That's battling with a big man right there, too.
And
all right, it's 4th down. If you're Corbin, I think you go for it. But
Coach Salmons has no intention of sending on the punting unit.
Well,
first time I've seen the Red Hounds huddle tonight.
Yeah, we got a new guy in the slot back position too.
Yeah, that is big Malachi Brown, and it's just handed to...
I'm going short.
From the spot from this near side, he is short.
That was Stevens on the carry,
Stevens on the carry, and he's going to pick up 2 7/8.
I think he's short.
Long look, and they're going to say turnover on downs after a long stare. They're not even going to measure it, Mike.
I had a pretty bad angle on that one. I'm literally sitting on the yard line.
Didn't get it.
No, he didn't get it, and that wasn't a bad spot, and I'm sure there are people not happy on either side, on one side at least. But
yeah, so
that's a good. We had 2 4th down stops.
So both defenses have decided to show up here in the second half.
In 4 minutes of the third quarter.
8:13 on the clock. Adams under center. Fumble or bobbled the snap, but he's able to get it into the pocket of Brock, and Brock will take it across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. So that will be a gain of 3. We'll bring up 2nd and 7 as...
When we've seen this team all year, I'm trying to set the Wayback Machine and remember the number of snaps that haven't been on target, plus the number of handoffs that have seem to be struggled to get to those have been magnified tonight.
So shotgun formation, 3 receivers. There's another low snap that Adams takes it. He finds a seam right up the middle, gets across midfield into the Red Hounds secondary. He's going to get all the way down to about the 45-yard line, Mike. That's going to be a gain of 15 or 13.
First down, Pulaski County. The initial first down of this third quarter. Adams, again, made the decision quickly to take what he saw.
And found the seam, made one cut, hit it with...
Did the snap cause that?
I'm not sure, because he tried to fake it to Brock. Now he turns around and just hands it off to Brock right up the middle. Maroons trying to run a trap play, and the trapping lineman ran right past the tackler, and Brock is brought down for a very short gain on the play. Give him 1, call it 2nd and 9.
Well, you've got yourself again. You're in probable 4 down territory since you've already gone for it once in this half. But first down, you need to net more than 1.
Yeah. But Adams is going to go under center with no backs in the backfield. He gives it to Idlewild on a sweep to the left side. He gets around the edge. We'll take it down to the 40, so he's going to pick up 4 on the play. Now they're going to give him 5 on the play, Mike. They'll make it 3rd and 4. So in what was a second quarter that seemed like it took ages to play.
We're halfway through the third.
We're halfway through the third, and not a penalty flag yet.
Oh, no, you didn't say that.
So 3rd and 4. Adams gives to Brock. He's trying to get to the right side. He makes a cut, makes
Great
a man
cut.
miss. Will get inside the tackler and down inside the 35, and he will pick up 6 on the play and will get a first down. So Corbin had 3 players that were containing, and Kaysen just said, okay, if you guys are going to stay out there, I'm going to go up the field.
Take the first available. Well, I don't think you were tempted to throw the football yet. You've got to continue. This is working a little bit.
But you got 9 guys in the box.
Yep.
Hands to Brock running left. He's trying to find some space. He will get around the edge.
Flags.
And there it is.
You asked for it. You got it.
I did. That's on me. He's going to pick up 4 on the play, but we've got multiple flags.
Well,
I'll take full responsibility for my actions on that one.
Yeah.
Long discussion, too. See, I apologize.
The Whitehead's waiting for them to sort it out.
Well, they're marking it off against.
Could have been a face mask.
Yeah, they marked it off against the Red Hounds. I did not get the signal. He's facing the other direction, and I didn't hear the call, but it's a 5-yard penalty.
You got to figure where that one came against the defense. That's about the only call you can get.
So that will result in a net of 8 yards. It will bring up, well, they had second down, so it should still be first down. And Brock is just blown up as soon as he gets the handoff, and so they're still trying to figure out the box over here. They had second down. They moved it to first down. Now it has second down, but the board has third down.
I think it's second down.
It should be second down.
Again, what I think is irrelevant, but in the grand scheme of things,
that could cause a problem.
Well, it's something you really ought to correct.
So the referee he's finally signaled to the press box that it is second down.
Good job.
So Idlewild comes in motion. Adams fakes it to him, looking to pass. He's got Brock down the seam and had it, but he got separated from the ball. It would have been well enough for the first down. Would have set the Maroons up in the Rick Barker red zone, but it falls incomplete and will bring up 3rd and 3. 27-yard line. 4:28 here in the third quarter. A scoreless third quarter. A rapidly moving third quarter. Red Hounds still lead at 21-6. But the Maroons could make this a one-score game if they're able to capitalize. 3 receiver split to the right side. Adams will run that way behind Brock. He's going to get down to about the 26-yard line. Only a gain of 1 will bring up 4th and 2 as the Big Mollies check in. Colton Kane and Gunnar Lovelace will check in.
This is a pretty important play in the grand scheme of Pulaski football tonight.
Well, we've already had a stop on 4th down by the Red Hounds defense, a stop on 4th down by the Maroons defense. Adams,
there it is.
And he gets the hard count.
That's a trifecta for the nose tackle tonight on hard count.
And that will result in a first down. And the leaders on the Red Hounds defense were not happy as that happened. And they were giving their teammate an earful. Watch the ball.
Yeah, that's a gift.
So clock winds down to 3:44 here in the third quarter. Kane and Lovelace stay in the game. Brock will take the handoff, but before we do, we're going to have offsides on the defense, I think, Mike. They lined up in the no, they're going to false start. He gave the offside sign,
did.
But they're going to say procedure on the offense. But backs him up 5 yards, but it will remain first down.
Well, we had gone most of the third quarter without the flags. Now we've started again.
And somebody had to make that known.
We're having all kinds of trouble trying to spot the football, I think, or get the line, guys on the line.
So, yeah, ball spotted at the 26. They're trying to get the play call in. Power I formation. Denmeyer is split out wide to the right. Now Adams will back off into the shotgun power I. Hand it to Brock off the right side. And here comes a flag. We're going to get another holding call on the Maroons.
It is holding Pulaski County.
So it will go from 1st and 10 at the 21 to 1st and 15 to the 26. Now will be 1st and 25.
I hate to say I've seen
36.
this movie before, but in the first half down on this end, we saw this movie.
I don't understand what the conversation is. It's a holding call, and I guess they were looking to see if Salmons wanted to decline it.
Maybe, but no.
Takes it back now to the 36-yard line, 1st and 25. So a long way to go, and the Maroons are not going to give up on the running game. And Brock goes in motion. Adams drops back to pass. He throws it up to Denmeyer in the right corner, and he had to play defender, Mike, as that one was going to be intercepted. But
that's the third time we've seen Denmeyer run that route tonight. One time he got behind the defense, but that time the corner was in better position to make the catch than Denmeyer was. He made a nice defensive play.
Yeah, that's Deshaun Brooks, who was in coverage, and as you said, he was the better positioned player, and Denmeyer had to turn into the defender. This time Adams drops back to pass. He's looking. He's still looking. He's got Idlewind down at the 20-yard line. He hauls it in for a big catch.
Yeah, down about the 8.
They're going to spot him out the 8-yard line, so that should be a gain of
28 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yep, 28 will bring up. No, that gave him the first down. That was, 28, so first down. So it's 1st and goal from the 9. So Adams, that was a beautiful pass by him there. He had Idlewind running the corner route. Idlewind comes in motion. He fakes it to him, gives it to Brock off the right side. He makes a man miss and gets tripped up at about the 8-yard line. Will stumble down to the 7. And we have an injured Red Hound on the play. Laying back at about the 11-yard line. He's slow to get up, but he is on his feet.
That's Brooks, the corner. No, it's not.
Oh, that looks to be Salmons, Mason Salmons.
Coach's son, you think?
Yeah. He is able to get off under his own power, so they start the clock. So with 2:30 remaining here in the third quarter.
It gave Brock 3 on the carry, correct?
Gave him 2. 1st and 9 from the 9, 2nd and 7 from the 7.
Thank you.
So 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Adams takes the snap, takes it himself right back up the middle, and there's a collision there by Adams and the middle linebacker, and will pick up no yards on 3rd down. On 2nd down, will bring up 3rd and 7.
That was a collision.
As Wilden checks back into the game.
Yep.
Clock winds down to 1:45 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
A scoreless third quarter.
The Maroons in the Rick Barker red zone. Adams sends Idlewind in motion from right to left. He will roll that way. Now he scrambles out to the left. He had a man open, will tuck it and try to run. Now he just throws it underhand, and it is going to be a touchdown. Is that Brock? Kason Brock standing in the front left-hand corner of the goal line. And Adams, there's a long discussion over there with the Corbin coaching staff and the referees. They're trying to say that Adams will cross the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage was at 7.
Right. And he threw that. I mean, it was close. I had him throwing it at about the 9.
Well, the rule says that his entire body must be past the line of scrimmage.
And Mike, he just shoveled it underhand.
Yeah, I don't know how you get that one.
Brock stayed inbounds, and that's going to go down as a 7-yard touchdown pass from Adams to Brock, and the Maroons will line up to attempt the 2-point conversion to bring this game to 7. Adams hands it off to Brock off the left side. He jumps and
didn't get
he did not get in. So at the 1:21 mark of the third quarter, the only score of the third quarter so far, the Maroons add another touchdown. Corbin leads 21-12.
Don't go away, guys. This might get interesting. Rick Barker, Godby Realty and Auction. Rick Barker, Godby Realty and Auction. Names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction. 50 years experience in the real estate and auction business, and they're ready to put that to work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information. I want to thank everybody for staying with us tonight. We've got an exciting quarter and about a minute left to go. Hospice of Lake Cumberland. When a loved one faces a serious illness, it can feel overwhelming, but you're not alone. Hospice of Lake Cumberland is here to provide comfort and support and dignity. Our team of experts focuses on pain management, emotional support, and helping your family navigate this difficult time. We believe in celebrating life, even in its final chapters. Let us help create moments of peace and connection. Hospital of Lake Cumberland, compassionate care when it matters most. Partner, Pulaski is unfortunately a score and a half out of tying this thing up because of 2 failed extra points.
Well, failed extra point and a failed 2-point conversion.
Correct. Yeah.
So Idlewild put his foot to it, and it's going to be a high kick that will drive Stevens back to the 10-yard line, and he will bring it back up to the 20 where he is brought down on the play by Gunnar Lovelace. So a 10-yard return, and that's where the Red Hounds will take over at their 20-yard line with 1:15 on the clock here in the third quarter. Maroons trailing at 21-12.
Yeah. Once again, the defense got you a stop. Can they get you another stop?
Do not let
nobody over the top.
SEMA get behind.
Yeah.
And this is just going to be thrown out into the right flat. And
that's E-step.
Yeah, Cam E-step will take the short pass and get up close to the 29-yard line. I'll give him a gain of 9. And the one thing about these Red Hounds receivers, Mike, and the running back, they are elusive.
They are looking to advance the football when they get it in their hands. Yes, all of them. And they're all, except for Pulaski, pretty small.
Yeah, you'd have trouble tackling them in a phone booth, I believe. Stevens. And there's a move made. I just talked about the elusiveness of this receiver core, and E-step got the pass, and he made a move on Braden Ping, and he left Peden grasping for air, and that will be a gain of 10.
Yes.
And will bring up 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They can throw those little swings all night long against this defense.
So Elam.
Now we have the white hat going to the sidelines on the Corbin side to discuss something.
Yeah,
I give up. The side judge over there has asked the white hat to come. And just as we think we're getting a little flow to the game, no.
We're down to 25 seconds, and I don't know what Coach Salmons
I think that was the white hat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I believe what his comment was that take the game clock down to 15. So they ran 10 seconds off.
I have no idea.
And the back judge
went
over and threatened to throw some fans out of the game. And Coach Salmons has asked for...
He's still talking.
Yeah.
Nose to nose.
So the clock
They're
will
going to let the clock
down.
run out.
So we're going to get to the end of the third quarter here, Mike. And let's regroup, and we're going to figure things out. But as it stands, the Maroons put up the only points in the third quarter and still trailed this one by 9, but it's 21-12 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Me or you?
Me.
As parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
In the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward.
You're on.
So welcome back to Corbin High School in what has been a very interesting game. Stevens takes the handoff around the left side, makes a man miss, gets driven out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 43. Give him a gain of 5. We'll bring up 2nd and 5. We've made it to the fourth quarter, Mike, but it's been a struggle.
Corbin's not in a hurry with their offense now.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Elam will throw it out here in the right flat. Pass completed to Creekmore. And
Denham with the tackle.
Is able to get out there and make the tackle and hold Creekmore to a gain of 1.
That's your nose tackle getting out there and making that play. That's good stuff.
It is. They set the screen up, and Camden was able to get out there and wrap him up.
Like I said, Corbin has slowed things down a little. The clock is now their friend.
So Elam, after a long look to the sideline, finally gets the play that he wants. He's going to throw it out there quickly, and not exactly sure. There was some confusion on whether it was intended for Seamer or if it was intended for E-step. He threw it in between the two.
It's 4th and 4, and they're looking at the sidelines. Don't forget the quarterback is their punter.
Right, but no movement.
Yeah, surely. Hard count. No way they're going forward here.
You wouldn't think so with what Pulaski was able to do on offense.
20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, he's going to punt. He stepped way back, and it's going to, what you result in a quick kick, and he's going to get it off. It's going to hit at about the 11, hop forward, and Creekmore will down it inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line, Mike. So that's going to result in a 53-yard punt with no return.
And if you are Corbin, that was pretty good. That was well done. You got to give him credit. And the gunner got out and got down there in time to smother it. And Pulaski will be faced with the long field.
Take it 97 yards. Unfortunately, they can't take it 97 and tie the ball game because they're down 9.
having a little trouble figuring out who's on the field.
And we're
going to get a timeout.
Well, I don't know. We should have. Yep. So that will be the first timeout. That's a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout, first of the second half by the Red Hounds.
Yeah, once again, Corbin had a little trouble figuring out who was going to be out there on defense, and they did the right thing. They went ahead and took the timeout. Make your next event unforgettable with Sassy Spoon Catering. We specialize in crafting fresh, great-tasting food that will highlight your guests. From elegant wedding receptions to dynamic corporate events, intimate parties to casual picnics and productive business luncheons, Sassy Spoon Catering has the perfect menu to elevate your occasion. Let us handle the food so you can focus on the fun. Call Sassy Spoon Catering today and taste the difference. The Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, fourth quarter, 10:56 to go. Pulaski trailing 21-12. They have it first down at the 3-yard line. Not the good 3, the other 3.
Played a minute and 4 seconds of this fourth quarter. Outcome yet to be determined. Hands it off to Brock as he fights his way up to about the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the carry.
Now Brock's got 91 yards on 20 carries. Pretty good night's work. Unofficially, I might add.
We set the over-under at 20, and he's there with 10 and a half minutes remaining.
Yeah.
So Pulaski content to run the clock down under 10.
I wonder about that. But
toss to Brock as a flag. Do we have another timeout or we have a flag? We have a flag. False start on the offense. Legal procedure, motion. As the preliminary signal was called, but then there's going to be a long discussion. Illegal substitution on the Maroons will result in a 2.5-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal.
So Corbin had to take a timeout because they couldn't get their defensive alignment, and Pulaski ends up with a penalty because of a substitution infraction.
So nullify basically the 2-yard carry by Brock on first down.
Right.
As still having a long discussion over here between the side judge.
These guys have been watching way too much television.
Yeah, there was a listener that said that this is well, I can't say it on the air.
Just let it go.
Finally, they've worked something out, and we'll get back to live action as the clock starts. 10:08 on the clock. Adams under center, hands it off to Kaysen off the right side. He squirts through the tackle on the right side and will get up to about the 10-yard line. So give him a gain of 7, and we'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Big 3rd and 3 call right here.
21-12. 9:35 on the clock. And as my partner just said, this is a big 3rd down. Corbin shows pressure, and I love what Kaysen did right there. The linebackers, the nose guard, everybody on the Corbin defense submarined the blockers.
And he went over.
And he just jumped them and takes it up to the 20-yard line, so a gain of 10.
He goes over 100 yards on the night with that carry, by the way.
So now we're 1st and 10 out of the 20. So you've got out of the shadow of your own end zone, and Corbin brings another tackler down in the box. Adams rolls out to the right. And he's got right open at the 43-yard line, but there's a flag in the backfield. And it's holding against the Maroons.
So the incompletion's really not a problem.
No, but Toby Wright was out there all by his lonesome, and he had visions of getting more, took his eyes off of it.
Yeah.
And so the Maroons had moved it out to the 20-yard line, but now it's going to back up to the 10.
We're up to 21 penalties.
That's all?
Well, yeah, I may have missed a few.
It seems like there's been double that. First and 20 from the 10. 8:57 on the clock. Idawine goes in motion from left to right. Adams fakes it that way and finds Ford on a little screen pass coming back, and the Red Hounds were not fooled, as Ford is going to be dropped for a loss of 2 on the play. We'll take it back to the 8-yard line, and we'll bring up 2nd and 22. So the one thing that I will say about the Red Hounds defense, they do struggle a little bit against the run, but they are the most disciplined defense I have seen this year.
They're at home.
Adams drops back to pass. He's got, is that Idawine?
He caught that.
He did catch that. And that's Ethan out there at the 20-yard line, so they'll get the penalty yards back. But Ethan slipped down after he caught it. We'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 20. So Adams just floated that out there.
Yeah, that was in the air a long time.
But 3rd and 10. Clock 7:45 in the fourth quarter. Red Hounds show pressure and bring pressure. Adams rolls out to the left. Now he's running for his life. Throws it up and intended for Broderick Finley. Intended for Decker Wilden.
How many red shirts did you count chasing the quarterback?
3. And they were in hot pursuit, as Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane would say.
It's 4th and 10, and I don't know. Is it time to roll the dice?
No, you're too deep in your end zone. If you don't get it, you set Corbin up basically with a free touchdown.
Corbin ain't buying it.
No.
They got 11 up.
Stands back at his 40-yard line.
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry.
And we're going to get a delay game on the Maroons. So that will take them back 5 more yards. We end up being 4th and 15 from the 15.
9th penalty for 70 yards.
And anytime that you have double-digit penalties by both teams last regular season game, you got some things to clean up.
Plenty of film to watch.
High snap. Brock goes up and gets it, puts his foot to it, and it will get out to the 48-yard line where it will finally come to rest. 32-yard punt with no return.
Yeah.
But the Red Hounds will open this possession in Maroon territory.
Well, Corbin has thrown the football on the game a little more than they've run the football. But you got to think right now, management is important.
Well, they're going to come out and
they'll go over the top on first down, probably.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Elam will take it himself, running it to the left side, and the Maroons are there to stop him for a short gain. There's 9 white jerseys there to corral Elam. Gain of 2. Well, they say gain of 1. He only got to the 46-yard line. So good pursuit there by the Maroons defense, holding Elam, who is been a very proficient runner on the season.
Yeah, he broke one 15-yarder earlier in the game, but then that 20-yard sack kind of erased all of his numbers.
Right.
He's only netted 2 yards on the ground.
Drop straight back to pass. He's looking, now finds Petrosky coming across the middle of the field, and he slips down at the 40. Will be a gain of 6. and bring up 3rd and 3. We didn't call Petrosky's name in the first half, but he has been heavily targeted here in the second half.
Second reception, but he's been targeted, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. And had the potential there.
Wheels blew out.
Yeah. So Elam, shotgun formation, Maroons showing pressure. And that forces Elam to rethink play call. Maroons do bring pressure, and Lovelace, who was the man, ran right by the ball carrier, Stevens. And Stevens will carry it for a gain of, put the ball at the 37, gain of 6. And there's another Corbin Redhound first down. Clock winds down to 5:49 here in this one.
You can't allow any more first downs if they're willing to keep it on the ground, because you're 2 scores down. And Corbin looking to the bench. And
if you're going to take a shot, this is the play to take it.
This is where you take one.
Elam will not. He'll hand it to Stevens. Stevens makes a jump cut back to the middle of the field after getting hit by Lovelace, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 3. Give him 4.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the 33-yard line.
We'll bring 2nd and 6.
You all right, Werner?
Yeah, I had a little, caught something in my throat.
Well, holler if you need me.
Clock winds under 5 minutes. Stevens moves from right to left. Elam will fake it to him. He will find his slanting receiver right across the middle. That's E-step again. That play has been almost unstoppable whenever they want to go to it. And Elam will take it down to the 20-yard line. Gain of 13.
That's what I had. I've got E-step with 7 catches for $139. That's a pretty good night's work, by the way. Like you said, that little inside slant they've run with him, there hadn't been an answer to that all night.
Yeah, he just lines up in the slot. Elam fakes it to Stevens, brings the linebackers up, and
throws right behind them.
Yeah, and he goes right behind them in that void. And here is the exact same play. This time it is going to be slid down and caught. Gain of 10 and just enough for the first down, I believe.
Was that E-step again?
That was E-step again. The exact same play, just a tougher pitch and catch, but it does set the Red Hounds up 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Play clock winds under 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. And as long as Corbin just takes care of business, as long as they don't turn it over. Elam, hand off to Stevens, and he is ripped down on the carry there by Colton Kane for no gain.
I was watching the action in the end zone between the wide receiver and I think it was Brock, or is that Adams?
Adams, that's your starting quarterback.
There was all kinds of fun going on down there.
Yeah, between Adams and Sema. And Corbin has really slowed the pace down.
Well, that's just good clock management.
Yeah, I mean, you're 3 minutes to go in the game. You're up 9. Take the play clock down to under 8. And there's a quick pass there to Petrosky at the goal line, but he is going to be denied. There on the tackle is Cohen Finley. Will keep Petrosky out of the end zone, but it will result in a 9-yard gain. Sets up 3rd and goal from the 1.
Gain of 9, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
And first time I've seen Elam walk all the way over to the numbers to get the play call. And the Red Hounds will huddle up as the play clock down to 15. They finally break the huddle. Come out in a shotgun formation with Stevens off his right shoulder. Hand off to Stevens up the middle. He makes a cut back to the right, and Stevens will take it in for his third rushing touchdown of the night.
Boom.
No, second rushing touchdown of the
yeah.
night. So, only score of the fourth quarter, the 2:04 mark. Corbin finds the end zone again and pushes their lead out to 27-12, pending the PAT. I've been calling him SEMA. You corrected me. I heard it now that it's SIMA. On to attempt the PAT, and this kick is up and good. So at the 2:04 mark, Randy Turpin CPA scoreboard, Red Hounds now lead 28-12.
Having not missed an extra point this season, and I think that's 55 in a row for the kicker. So I always like to give hats off for that. That's pretty good. Buffalo Wings and Rings, our video game of the week. I don't think you get one this week. I know that. And I don't think you're going to get one next week. It'll be the second round of the playoffs in 2 weeks. Wings and Rings. Wings created your way and always fresh, never frozen burgers. Not sure yet who that one will be. All three teams will be at home in round 2 if they win in round 1. So we'll announce that. Like I said, we don't hide stuff. We'll let you know. Thanks again to Don Franklin's Family Dealerships, our official photography sponsor. The Don Franklin will work to provide you with customers the best possible experience, and visit any of their 5 Somerset dealers located on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Ship of Dealers, where they treat you like family. Partner?
You probably know the answer to this. This is our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac.
And I'm sure that it has happened way more than I think that it has. But when was the last time that all 3 local teams hosted a first-round playoff game?
Oh, my. Well, I'll do a little research on that one.
Sima puts his foot to it, and it's a high end-over-end kick that will make it into the end zone. And that will be our first touchback of the game.
Still watching some of the fun on special teams out here, guys throwing each other around, and
I'm okay with it. I'll allow it.
Having a little football fun out there. 28-12. This one's probably beyond doubt right now. If you're Pulaski, you come out with I'm trying to say, Adams is still at quarterback.
Brock will check out as Ford stays in at running back. Adams takes a snap, rolls right, now stops, comes back to the left side. He's got some room. Tried to make a man miss, but that will not happen. And Zach Reynolds would have none of it, and he brings Adams down on the play for a loss of 5. Gets the sack.
Wow.
And Adams thought that he could make
a little deep move on it.
Reynolds move, and Reynolds would have none of it.
Reynolds just ran through the fake.
Hand off to Ford right up the middle, and he gets into the secondary before he gets walloped at about the 29-yard line, but he's going to get a gain of 14, and flags come flying everywhere in the backfield.
Well, again, at the end of that play, and it's football, it's part of it. And,
extracurricular activity behind the play.
Yeah, and E-Step got a good lick on quarterback, but it was during the play. It was live, and so I don't think that's the issue. We'll see what it is.
So as it stands, it's a 13-yard carry.
Okay.
By Ford.
Yes.
And then they're trying to sort it. We're going to have offsetting. Kiss your sister.
There's 2 more that I won't record.
Right. So it's at least 10 on the Maroons and at least 12 or 13 on the Red Hounds. But it brings up 3rd and 2 after the gain by Ford.
Nice run.
Clock continues to run. Will be under a minute after this play. And this time Ford gets the handoff, and he is tripped up in the backfield. Will get
close
across the 30 to about the 31, which should result in a first down, and it does.
So when this one's over, the number of first downs will be misleading at best.
Adams in a hurry to get the play off, rolls to his right. He's still looking, throws it down, and it is going to be picked off.
Yes.
At midfield.
Who is that man?
That's Cam Estep, who has been all over the field tonight, both offensively and defensively. And that will put the official rubber stamp on it.
Corbin can now run Herschel Walker's favorite play, as they once said. When I asked what his favorite play was, I don't think you'll see anything but a kneel down right here.
You have managed to get out of this game with no injuries.
We don't see any on the sidelines. It looked like Hall early I was worried about, but he's been out there through all of it. So
yeah, he got back out, and Elam is under center, and he will take a knee, and one more of those will that will wrap this one up. So.
And I prefer not to charge him the lost yardage. I know they do that. That's team yardage as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. So the referees did do a pretty good job there at getting the ball spotted after the play. Yeah, so we're
good job,
1
guys.
second difference between play clock and game clock. And so that will bring us to the conclusion of the 2024 regular season. And Pulaski will go down in defeat here at Corbin High School tonight, 28-12, but which was a closer game than a lot of the talking heads and pundits will tell you that it was going to be. Pulaski will finish the regular season with a 6-4 record on the season. Corbin will move to 9-1 on the season. Both teams will be at home to start the first round of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association playoffs next week, where Pulaski will be hosting West Jessamine back at Pulaski County High School. We're going to step out for just a moment. When we come back, we will bring you the Alton Blakely post-game show, give you some stats, scoring recap, and we hope to get up with Coach Burns, if possible, for a post-game interview after this.
Not everybody qualifies for a traditional mortgage. That's why the secondary market exists. It's there for down payment assistance, low down, no down payment, closing cost assistance, grant programs. Typically, there's no local point of contact for a secondary market loan. We're changing that whole process. That way, there's someone here to guide you through from application to clear to close and everything in between.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
And welcome back to Corbin High School as Pulaski County goes down in defeat 28-12 and will move their record to 6-4 on the season. And partner, you look to be ready already.
I'm ready because it's going to be an abbreviated run because amidst all the penalties and everything else, I'm not sure these stats are even close, but I'm going to give them to you what I have. For Corbin on the game, I have them rushing the ball for 52 total yards. Through the air 250 total yards, 302 yards of offense. Pulaski County 41 carries for $197 on the ground, 19 attempts through the air for Pulaski County. 6 receptions, 6 out of 19 for 42 yards. Total offense, 60 plays, 239 yards. So only outgained by about 70 yards on the game. Penalties, Corbin had 13 for 110. Pulaski, 9 for 70. And again, those are accepted penalties, so there are more if you go back and follow the broadcast. Pulaski lost a fumble on a punt. It, again, hit an up man. They threw an interception late in the game. It really didn't matter into the scheme of things. 2 turnovers, so Pulaski loses a turnover battle. They lose the yardage battle. More importantly, they lose the scoreboard battle, as my partner gave you 28-12. Cole Stevens, the leading rusher for Corbin, with 50 yards on the ground. He had 13 carries to get them. Elam had 7 carries for 2 yards net. Sema, we've misplaced, I've missed his name all night long. 2 catches for 16. Creekmore, 3 catches for 56. Petrosky had 3 catches for 23. Stevens had a catch for 6. And the leading receiver on the game, Estep, had 8 catches for 149 yards. I had Elam with 250 through the air, and I missed a couple of passes. But anyway, the total is right. I won't give you how many incomplete passes he threw because I missed a couple, I think. Paul Wright would say your numbers don't add up. He would hand it back to me. But on the game, if you just look at individual numbers for Corbin, they got enough done on the ground to keep Pulaski honest, and they did enough through the air to put up 4 scores. And Pulaski County could not put up enough points. For Pulaski, a good night again out of Brock. He carried the ball 22 times for 109 yards. Ford had 6 carries for 19 net. Idlewind 3 carries for 2. Brady Hall had his first carry officially, I think, of the season on a fumble. Picked it up and rambled 7 yards for a first down. And Will Adams, 10 carries for 67 yards. Through the air, Brock had 2 catches for 6 yards. One of those a touchdown. Idlewind had 3 catches for 36 yards. Ford had a catch for 2 yards, and that will do it for the stats partner for Pulaski County. They go to 6-4. They will take on West Chessman next Friday night at PC Field. Brian Miller reminded us it's a 7:30 kickoff. Tickets will be $6. So you have all that information. The game will be live here on Lake Cumberland Sports. Did you get a final off the other games, or I'll do that while you?
I didn't get a final. What I was able to get was some updates. So what we do have from the other 2 games is Southwestern leads Henry Clay 13-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter up in Lexington, and Glasgow leads Somerset High School 27-7.
Wow! At
the end of the 3rd quarter up over there. So 2 of the local teams will go down to the defeat, it looks like, tonight, and one of them.
But as you asked me, next week all 3 of the local teams will host a home playoff game. You asked me the last time that happened. I will get back to you sometime during the week or next Friday night on air.
Okay.
I will do a little research. It's been a while.
I didn't try to stump you on purpose.
I was curious. Hey, if you're just trying to stump the Swami, you've got to find a better guy to stump. But anyway, that's an interesting question. But we do know that with their records, if they win, each of them will be at home in week 2.
When was the last time that happened? That's a bonus question.
That's been a while.
Yeah. So, give some hardware here. Last regular season of the game, our SEC Somerset Community College offensive player of the game. Unless you have somebody else in mind, it's hard not to give it to Cason Brock. I mean,
he earned it.
He was a workhorse tonight. Had over 20 carries for over 100 yards.
Yep.
Over 1,000 yards on the season. So Cason Brock, our Somerset Community College offensive player of the game.
Without a doubt.
United Cumberland Bank defensive player of the game. He's been your leading tackler all year long. He's flown around tonight. He's been involved in special teams tackles. Got to give it to Gunnar Lovelace.
Plays a little fullback on the side.
Right, does a little bit of everything. And then our promo lawn service lineman of the game. This offensive line came in tonight, and they've had opportunity to run the ball all year long. You could give it to just about anybody on the offensive line. I'm going to give it to a young man who played double duty, and he made an exceptional play here on defense. He made some nice tackles. Camden Denham
Very good.
Is going to be our promo lawn service lineman of the game. And I want to give as we get ready to sign off for the last time in regular season, a big thank you to all our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Sometimes we don't thank them enough. We don't get all the live reads in sometimes. But Toyota Somerset, Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Whitest Cabinets, CV Hansford Realtor, Entrust Healthcare, Rick Barker, Randall D. Turpin, CPA, Citizens National Bank, Ron Shaw Realtor, Somerset Community College, United Cumberland Bank, Promo Lawn Service, and Alton Blakely, who host our post-game show. And this is our post-game show here from Corbin High School. 28-12, your final. Mike, anything to add?
No, we're going to try to catch up with Coach Burns. There are no promises here. Corbin, the dressing rooms for the visiting team are about 250 yards away. And I don't know how quickly Pulaski's going to be on the bus. And we'll try to do that if we can. We'll load it up, and it'll be there for you to look at in just a few minutes.
Everyone be safe. Have a great week, and we'll bring you Kentucky High School Athletic Association playoff game next Friday from Pulaski High School. Until then, good night, everybody.